Start streaming. Start the stream. Yes, okay. Now you will have to accept my apologies here because I am an idiot. Accept my apologies here because I am an idiot. Yeah, I've been streaming for 15 minutes and I did specifically, I went through the settings and set it to public. I did set it to public, but somehow it didn't save that and it went back to private. I don't know how. I've got no idea how. So I was here at 2 PM GMT today to start this stream and it's been a total disaster thus far. This is our Airbus. We're going to be flying that. We're going to be learning to take off. We're going to be learning to land. The reason we need to learn to take off and land is because we want to fly around the world, really. And in order to do that, we need to know how to take off and land. So that's interesting. That's the main bit. But there's something else to stream today. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm Ganji Kid. It's midnight. It's always midnight. It's actually just past 2 PM GMT. It's 2:18 because I chuffed it up and did it. The stream, you'll be able to see it on our channel. If I do this, Ganji Kid, my channel, yeah? And you go to videos. Then you've got two the same here. What's going on? Live, that's what we're doing now. If I go to 35mm browsing, live, that's what we're doing now. And 15 minutes of just a minute ago, 15 minutes. So you don't want that 15-minute one. That one's useless. Let's get rid of that. Let's set that to private. Let's get rid of that. You don't want that. That's useless. So if I reload this, it should be gone. Yeah, now it's just what we're doing now. Good. And all I did in those 15 minutes was say, hi, you're with Scott, blah, 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 you know, all that rubbish. And I said, look, today we've got something interesting happening in the world. We've got the Assam Valley is being flooded in India. It's part of India. It's being flooded. The reason it's being flooded, it's climate change is the topic here. Climate change. And I feel we all kind of take a little bit of responsibility for climate change, all of us, you know, collectively. So Oxfam have got a thing where they're doing donate. They've got a response set up. They're trying to sort out water, stop diarrhea, fevers, and they're offering people shelter and food. So that's all good. Oxfam are good. So I sent a little £5 donate on the text. Did the little donate on the stream. It didn't work on my phone. Something wrong with, I know it's probably me. It didn't work. Donate 5 didn't work to 70066. So it didn't work, but Oxfam sent me a message back saying, we didn't understand your text. If you need help, text service. So I'm going to try and donate some of my money to that. I just wanted to raise it. You don't have to, you know, I'm not making a big charity stream. I haven't got a goal or anything like that. No target. It's just there it is if you want to help out in Assam. And the reason I've got a heart in Assam is because this is my relative, Colonel Charles Thorpe Jessup. He was in the Assam Valley Light Horse. He was in the Assam Valley Light Horse. He lived out in Assam Valley as part of the British Army in the time of the Raj. And he was Colonel Sir Charles Thorpe Jessup, CIEVD. And he's my direct ancestor. So, like, you know, I've learned these stories about my ancestors, and then turns out there's something going on in their manor back where they were from. So, you know, I thought I'd try and help out, send my little text. That's today. We're listening to the relaxing sound of Breath of the Wild, and thank God, because otherwise I'd be well chuffed off at this point, because I just spent 15 minutes talking to you and I was on private. And that, like, who's going to be here watching the stream now if they don't know it's on? I'm theoretically not here because he thought, oh, where is he at 2 o'clock? He's not here. I had it set to private. I'm an idiot. So let's go back now to our jumbo jet. Got a lot of buttons to press over here. Let's go back to our jumbo jet, which is on Flight Simulator full screen. Here we are. And remember I said, you know, I've got to factor this into our streaming. I want to start flying around the world. I want to start doing a regular flight stream. Things are going to start happening for me now. There's going to be some changes to stream. Not massive, but there's going to be some subtle improvements over the next, I'd say a few weeks. I'm going to have a little chat to you before we start flying, all right? There go my kilobytes, down to 0. Kilobytes are coming back now. I'm having a bit of a, I don't know if you can see my face. I don't know if you can see the worry in my face. Try and make my face bigger for you. I don't know if you can see the worry in my face. I'm out of focus now as well, because earlier I tried to focus my phone on that chuffing camera. Don't know if you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit stressed by this now, feeling a little bit anxious, because the kilobytes dropped out then, and it's saying the stream's not healthy. Feels like a bit of a disaster stream. Don't know if you can see the worry in my face. Feels like a bit of a disaster stream, but we'll keep going. It's one of those things. We had a good Mental Health Monday yesterday, actually, and it was so good I wanted to upload it quick. Started to think, this is some things I wanted to say, so now's the time to say them. We broadcast on Twitch quite often. We broadcast on Twitch. So let's go away from the airplane now and let's show you this. I want to just show you some stuff and have a little chat before we get flying. We broadcast on Twitch. Twitch is a streaming service. It's going to take fucking ages to load up now for some reason. There is something wrong with my internet now. It won't even open Twitch. What's going on? Look at how long it's taken to open up this web page. That's like back in the day, isn't it? Do you remember when pictures had to load and they go stripes across the page and it used to take ages? So Twitch is a streaming service, and on Twitch we've got our own channel, but it's going to take forever to see it. Twitch is really a place for games, gaming. It's more common for people to be gaming on Twitch. And YouTube are, you know, improving their streaming service. So we're on both. We're on Twitch and we're on YouTube. I'm a streamer. I'm a streamer. So one of the things I wanted to talk about though was we broadcast here, and you can see here recent broadcasts. It's got a video section, but it's not very easy to navigate. You know, if you want to find one of my videos on Twitch, it's not as easy as on YouTube. On YouTube, it's got a good old search engine. It works properly. On this, what happens is you've got highlights, clips, all the videos. This is what I wanted to find. I already pressed videos, didn't I? But now I've got to press it again to find all the videos. And on here, they'll have all the videos I've ever done. Every time I stream, it gets uploaded here, like automatically sort of thing. I only press a button. Do you want it on live, uploaded? Yeah, go on then. I press the button. So you'll see all the videos there. But wait, not all the videos. These ones at the bottom are highlights, clips. My actual videos, actually a stream will stop in every 2 months. It won't go any further than 2 months. That was the last stream there, 2 months ago. Every 2 months, a video is wiped. Like, videos only last for 2 months here, and then they're wiped. Twitch won't keep them here forever. Unless you're a big streamer, it won't keep them there forever. So you upload them to YouTube, which is where we're watching today, YouTube. And what I've noticed is, look, if you look at these, my last Genshin Impact stream got 51 views. That's good. That's 51 views after we stopped streaming. That's 51 views on this system. Yesterday's Mental Health Monday got 20 views after I stopped streaming. When I pressed stop, 21 further views here on this video bit. I'd rather those views were going on my YouTube, to be honest, because we're looking to build up the YouTube views, subs, you know what I mean? I'd rather not be dividing my audience by, if you want to watch me after the stream, you know, in your own time, I'd rather you found it on YouTube. The problem is, because of my affiliate status, I'm a Twitch affiliate, I got enough subscribers to become an affiliate, it means that I'm not allowed to just, I can't stream on both at the same time. Whatever goes on Twitch has to be on Twitch for 24 hours before I move it to YouTube. 24-hour grace period. Now, I won't get banned if I do it immediately. If I press upload straight away and then it goes, like, you know, 7 hours later it's there. Ooh, they're not going to spot it and ban me. But they could if they wanted to. So what we do is we leave it 24 hours. So you won't see Mental Health Monday on this YouTube channel you're watching now until Tuesday. And that won't make sense. So I leave it a week, so that you see last week's stuff here a week later. But of course that's going to push people to watch it here immediately, isn't it? So I need to get my head around quick uploads to YouTube, not leaving these videos here to be watched for eternity or for 2 months on Twitch, because it's dividing my audience. Although some people will still not go to YouTube and only use Twitch, so maybe I should leave some stuff here. But you know what I'm saying? You can, maybe Genshin Impact is not as important to me. Maybe it's okay to leave that on Twitch because more people come to Twitch to watch it. we do it live on Twitch. But maybe Mental Health Monday, I'd like it to be up on YouTube a little bit quicker. So the changes you'll see to this channel are going to be, I'm going to try, I'm a bit wary of doing too many uploads too often. You know, we do today's flight stream, and then tonight I upload Mental Health Monday. What happens on my stats, and I'm not going to show you because you're not allowed to show the world your stats apparently, but is I'll get a video take off, it will start to go, and then I'll upload the new one, the Genshin Impact one, or yesterday's Mental Health Monday, and today's Flight Simulator video that's going up with views will just drop off a cliff. And instead it will say, do you want to watch the newer video to people? And they're like, no, I don't want to watch that. I wanted to watch the Flight Simulator, but where's that? It's not being suggested to me anymore. It's dropped off a cliff. It actually might hurt my channel to upload too much content. You know, 2 videos a day might be too much. 3, a stream and a video might be too much. But I want to get it all on YouTube quicker. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to try doing it. With that in mind, I'm backed up. God, it's taking ages today. YouTube Studio. I'm backed up. If I look at my content here, we've got Genshin Impact videos that I haven't uploaded officially yet. No, you haven't seen them yet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Genshin Impact videos, and some of those are like 4 hours long. So we've got like a whole week's worth of content. I don't have to stream this week, I could just upload them. But I'm going to stream this week and upload them. So you're going to get double bubble this week. You're going to get a lot of content. It might be too much content. You know, you might miss things. So keep checking the channel, see what's going on. And we'll see how that works for us this week. That's just an issue I've got. Trying to catch up, chasing my own tail, you know. It's just an issue I've got. But that's what's happening anyway. Feeling a bit mentally up in the air about it all. That's why stream is a bit discombobulated today, I think. Because I'm thinking about things. I might need a day off. I might take a day off. Not tomorrow, Words on Wednesday. I'll be here for Words on Wednesday. But Thursday I might take a day off completely streaming at all. And use it for backroom work, you know, backroom stuff. So I'm still going to set up a camera in here. And there's another change coming. There's another change coming. But we can have a look at the flight simulator now so that you can see that we're going to be doing that. One more change that's coming is that I live in this house. It's got a few different rooms in it. Yep, that's all right. But at the moment, without long story short, this used to be a student house. When I moved in, my sister was in here with her boyfriend and other students, like people renting rooms. And the person that owned the house was my mom's boyfriend, not the current boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. Like, he was quite well off and he owned this house. And when I was at university, my mom sold the family house that we lived in and moved in with her boyfriend. And so when I came back from uni, I was like, oh, where do I live? And she said, don't worry, there's this student house that we own. And well, she said, you know, but anyway, you can live there, you got a room there. So I came and moved into this student house, you know, like rented a room in a student house off my mom's boyfriend sort of thing. Years go by, things have changed. She and him broke up. He was cheated on her. She bought out a share in this house. I think she owned this house now. Yeah, I'll say that. She owned this house now. And during the years, the students moved out and my mum moved in. So it was a bit of a culture shock for me, going from renting my own place at uni, coming home and sort of renting my own place, but off my mum and her boyfriend. And then everyone having to move out and my mum moving back in. But she got, like, years go by again and she's got a new boyfriend. Or he's not new now, he's a, you know, long-term boyfriend now. And she goes there to stop at his house a bit. I get some free time in the house. Like I said, we used to have other house sharers here, but now we don't. So now it's just me and my mum in this house. Well, it's just me really. And mum stopping at her boyfriend sometimes and sometimes stopping here. But now what's happened is Lee sold his house, got nowhere to live. Hasn't moved in. He's not moving in somewhere. He just sold his house, and so a lot of his stuff is coming to our house at the moment, and eventually he will as well. So it's going to take another shift. It's not going to spoil my streaming. I'm going to keep this room, but I'm going to feel a little bit like hemmed in at times. because I used to get a lot more, you know, free space, I'd just say. So what I'm doing is I've got an attic room that I use for keeping all my crap in, and going up and smoking a Chiefy Chillis out the window at night time. I'm going to turn that into a streamer room as well. I'm going to have 2 rooms. I'm going to be a right chuffer. I have 3 rooms. I've got a room that I sleep in. I've stolen this office here. I've got this, and I'm going to get the attic room going as well. So it won't be a major. You won't notice a major shift to our streaming, but in the upcoming weeks, it might be some days I'm shifting boxes or doing things and not streaming, and then eventually, after it all gets settled down, you'll see that we get another stream setup. It won't have my big computer up there. This will stay here, or this might move up there. I don't know. I might lose this room, but it's more likely that I'll have a second stream set up with a PlayStation and chat, and I'll be able to play late night there. You know, it'll be a late night one, because I won't be able to sit in this room and chat loudly and run things late night. I just won't. Like, people will be sleeping and stuff like that. So, but I might have a later night stream set up there. So it's another, you know, another forward move. And at the same time, I'm trying to make this other forward move where you can't see in this room at the moment, but I've got a little sofa over there and a chair, and I just need another light and a camera. We were looking at it again on stream the other day. I'm going to start doing interviews in this room, so things are going to start moving forward, and with that I'm going to also start doing interviews on stream. We're going to get our Discord. These are all things I've got to sort out, so I'm going to need a day off every week, a day off or 2 for admin. So you'll see things start to evolve and change. Keep a lookout for them, keep an eye out for that. That's my little chat. Let's get ready to fly. And I do feel like a right plonker today because, like I said, I already did 15 minutes of streaming to nobody on private by mistake. So there you go. What do you mean no objective? You're supposed to teach me how to fly, aren't you? Have I buggered this up? I ain't buggered this up already, have I? Main menu. I think I buggered it up already. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I don't know. World map. Not world map. You see, what we want to do is we want to get flying on this so that I can take us on a journey around the world. You know, I want to take us on a journey around the world. So I don't know how to land the plane yet. Flight training. Airliner training. Takeoff. Fly. That's what I want to do. We saw this before. I'm trying to read what it says at the bottom, but it's going by very quick. After initial takeoff, the initial climb angle's gone. Fly-by-wire controls will maintain attitude, and it's gone. Ready to fly, yeah? Ready to fly. This is what we just did. No objective. I mean, surely it should be teaching me to fly now, shouldn't it? It should be saying, do this, do that, do t'other, like it did in the other lessons. I feel a bit worried now because it's not teaching me how to fly. Maybe it's bugged. There's a handbrake somewhere, isn't there? Shit. Park brake. There you go. Why are we going in a circle? I'm not taking us in a circle. It's going in a circle. Why are we going in a circle? Oh shit. Why is it going us in a circle? I'll take us in more. I'll follow the circle now. I'm going to steer into the circle because otherwise we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems anyway, look. We've got big problems. right? It seems a bit unfair here because it's training supposed to teach you duration 4 minutes, isn't it? Look, why isn't it teaching me? I bet it's bugged. I bet there's a problem with it. Why isn't it teaching me? Objective's no objective. Flight assistant, I can't turn it on or off. It's that seems weird, doesn't it? Seems weird. So I'm going to go to main menu again, and I'll try the landing simulator. And if the landing simulator won't teach me, if the landing, because bear in mind this is a beta game. It's one of these games where you buy it before it's officially out, and I think it might even be out now. I don't know, but I bought it in beta, and it was like, you know, some things are going to be bugged, so watch out. The marketplace is now available, though. They got that sorted. What the fuck is that? What on earth is that? Aircraft drone, jet, Halo, hang... Oh, it's from Halo. You can buy it. Get and download. It's free. All right, go on then. Get and download. Get and download that, you chuffer. That'll float somebody's boat. The Top Gun pack is free. I haven't got that yet either. Because it's too... I don't really want to be flying around like Maverick. It's too much. I mean, you know, doing loop-loops and all that. I don't want to do loop-to-loops. I want to go gently. So I'm not even going to have that, even though it's free. Unless somebody really complains and really wants it. But look, there's all this other stuff. They're putting it in, and they're going to keep putting it in. They're going to keep putting it in. I bought the main game, 50 quid. Now there's a premium deluxe upgrade, 70 quid. I don't know what you get with it. But all this landmarks pack, I haven't paid for London, right? But I had to download London separately as part of the main game. So I have got London. We went round it the other day. But I didn't know there was going to be more landmarks that I haven't paid for, that I haven't got, that I could have. Why would I want to pay to be advertised to? That seems stupid. That's the Cutty Sark. That's in London. It's an old boat. That's the... I feel aggrieved now. That's the Battersea Power Station. And we flew around there recently, and it was half finished. It was half built on the satellite. Obviously, it's built now, and they're making you pay for it. Now, if you're that into it, for £4, you can have that. Not that into it, thanks. £4. You can chuff off. It should have been in the main game. And you can buy set. You know, if you're really into the aircraft as well, you know, you can buy separate aircraft. Which, again, it feels like a bit of a rip-off, but like, why is that one £12 and that one £50? And then they're like, oh, it's a bundle. It's supposed to be 120, but you get it for 4. Like, no, why? It wasn't 120. You're now saying it. You set your own prices. Big sale, you know. Seems a bit like a marketing scheme to me. Anything that's free, top freeware. Look, anything that's free, World Update USA, that's free. You know, I'll get that. Because it has got a lot of, you know, free stuff. Spain, Portugal, all these are free. They're updates. So it does have all these places for free. It's all a bit weird to me, the shop. But that's changed. It's been updated and it's changed. So that's working. The flight training. Maybe it's because I haven't mastered the previous ones. I don't know. But airliner, let's try landing. Because takeoff I'll be able to figure out. You know, you get the handbrake off, you get the gas going and you go up. But this, I don't know anything about. So let's fly this and let's see what happens. If it don't teach me, if it won't teach me, then we're going to have a bit of a bumpy ride. When we start going around the world. So, what can you say? What can you do? I don't know. Something else you might notice, while we're on a loading screen, I'll quickly tell you, is that since I've moved to the new computer, it's just there, I'm looking over there at it, I'm making my thumbnails now on the new computer. I used to have a Mac, and on Mac I've got Final Cut Pro.
You're right, born to kill on your helmet, and you wear a peach button. What's that supposed to be, some kind of
Is it
system?
a joke? I guess I'm trying to say something about duality of man, sir. Thank you very much for your tippies. Snippies, you give me far too many tippies now. And you give me a lot of tippies. So I'm not going to say no to tippies. I'm going to say thank you. But that's a lot of tippies. And, you know, you were stressed recently. And I just want to make sure you're okay and not like just watch the first part stream that you missed, realised it went right over your head, completely failed. The whole point was stop thinking about stuff, and I sat there chuffing, fail. No, it's all right. We had a good stream yesterday. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the tippies. I really enjoyed it. Yesterday was a really good stream. If I go to the browser, you can see here, look, Snippy's bought me a coffee. So actually sent me 20 bucks, and this is the page, and this is the system for the tippies. That's what went up on the screen. Yeah. And I get most of the money. YouTube will take a cut, Twitch will take a cut, Coffee will just basically give me all the money. So that's why we use this. And have a nice day at workies. But I would like, I'm not. This is going to sound weird when I say this, but I just wanted to say it out loud, so I've said it out loud so that you heard me say it, and it's all been said. Sometimes, you know, if you're not in the right frame of mind, like, you know, you might consider. What I'm trying to say is, recently you had a panic attack, and we were worried about you, and we wanted to make sure you had a break. Yeah, remember that? You remember that? And you're back to work now, and you're back at it again. I just want to make sure that you're not feeling, you know, stressed or discombobulated, and that a kind of I want to make sure that you're not like over tipping me because you're not thinking straight. That's all. I'm not suggesting you're not. I mean, I'm quite happy to accept these gracious tips and say thank you. Obviously, you know, we've been doing this a long time. But I just want to, you know, raise, even if you don't have to answer me now on that front. You don't have to answer me now. You don't even have to, like, you know, say anything about it. You can say, no, I'm not stressed. I enjoy giving you this, and it's worth it, and that's fine. Fine. You know, I'll accept what you think. But just bear in mind that, like I said, like, it's not like, you know, it's not worrisome amounts of money. So that it's not like you've got like some sort of weird gambling addiction or something. But I just want to make sure you're all right and you're not like, yeah, no, they wouldn't have you in work if you weren't all right, would they? So, but they have had you back in work, and you were, you know, I'm thinking maybe they should give you a bit more of a break. I don't know. But as long as everything's all good. So I've said that now, so you can check you can check yourself, can't you? You can say, look, this is all good. I don't know what he's going on about. He's worrying himself again over nothing. You can say that if you know, you can assess yourself. You know, certainly not. I'll tell you what, it's a different. I know you're not drunk. You're obviously not drunk. You're on your way to work, aren't you? But it's similar to, like, you know, if someone were to be tipping me and they were like, you know, saying, oh, I've drunk a bottle of wine, I'm having a great time, and they give me a big tip, I might say to them, whoa, you know, think about it. If you really want to tip it me tomorrow. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's in a bit of a discombobulated state of mind for any reason, be it stress or anything, you know. What I should say is, like, just keep sending me the dollars, shouldn't I? I should just keep sending. Should you say that? I'm just saying, thank you. That's what I'm saying, really. Is I'm saying thank you. Thank you. That's better, isn't it? Thank you's better than like wittering on like that. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah. Okay. So, will it teach us to fly? Will it teach us to land? Yes, it will. Stay aligned to the runway and follow 3-degree glide scope with PAPI lights. Okay. Oh, look at that moving. The pitch trim's moving on its own. I don't think I'm doing this. We're going straight. That seems fine. So I'm going to roll a cigarette while I'm just going to roll it. Someone in chat mentioned rolling cigarettes the other day. Aside, I was like, I don't roll cigarettes anymore. I'm using my huffer. And then, irony of ironies, my sister blagged my huffer. Well, I don't know. She got it. My sister's got my huffer by accident. My inhaler, my what you call them, vaporizer. She's got my vaporizer, my vapor. So I've rolled a cigarette. Don't smoke, kids. This is your captain speaking. Don't smoke, it's bad for you, and I'll kill us all. by accidentally dropping my fag end in the cockpit. I mean, this is quite easy, this is, isn't it? I'm doing nothing. I'm just watching it gliding us in.
2,500.
What? The altitumeter's going down. 2003, 360, 340. Someone set that up. There's all the little houses. Try not to crash into them. Oh, what a clever place for a runway, look. In the sea, next to the houses. So if you do crash, you land in the sea. I mean, so this is the shebang then, yeah? If you're flying the aeroplane, I wonder if that's got anything to do with it. That green line. I wonder if that's got anything to do with it. We do appear to be going downwards quite a lot now. Why are we going down so much? Was that me doing it? Is that me doing it? I'll pull the nose up, I'm pulling up.
1,000.
Shit, I think I've done that. Because I'm looking around in the cockpit and not paying attention. I think I've done that. I think I took us too low. Or maybe the autopilot did it. I mean, this is working, but the takeoff wasn't, so I've only got half the information. Oxygen mask there, you might need that. I haven't even got my seatbelt on. That's a mistake. I mean, that's a massive mistake. I'm going to definitely want my seatbelt on. Look, 400, what's going on?
300.
300, I'm not doing this.
200.
Do you think I should pull up? What do you think? Should I pull up? I better add, otherwise we're in the sea,
100.
mate. We only got another... We ain't got much... Like, this can't be how they land a jumbo jet. That can't be how they land a jumbo jet. That's not the autopilot doing that, is it? Is it? I've put the altitude going up there now. Look, it's me doing it now. 60, 50, 40, 30... I shouldn't be allowed to look in... Like, you're not allowed to look at it like that when you're actually flying it, are you? So I shouldn't be allowed to. Stair lines to the green. Did it mean those actual runway bit, or can I land in the middle of the two runways? I think it meant the actual
300.
runway bit. 300. Oh, shit. Although that's green in the middle there, look. That's green there as well, so... I was going to land there, in the middle, right there, up the middle strip, but... No, okay. We'll go this way, we'll go this way. Just banking a little bit now, trying to... I've overdone it. I've overdone
100.
it. 100. I've overdone it. But we're going to land in the airport. I'll tell you that. I've overdone it.
60.
60.
50.
50.
40.
40. I've oversteered the other way now. Watch. 30. No, 30. No, 30. 30.
20.
20. Flare up to 5. No. Steer the aircraft with the rudder. I've got that. I can do that. So, do you know what? I don't pull that face very often in real life. That's a face I reserve for stream. And do you know what? I don't like to pull faces that I think make me look unattractive. Why would you? You know, if you're chatting to somebody, you don't... Well, you're chatting to them. But for stream, I was like, that's one of my react faces. It's like I'm trying to put across my emotions double bubble. So that's my stream face. I hope everything's alright, Snippies, that we've... Like, I said what I said. I hope everything's alright, because I've had no response from you since. I mean, you are going to work and you're not going to be chatting away on chat, but I hope everything's alright with you. That's the main thing. And if we want to do a... like I said, everything seemed alright on Mental Health Monday yesterday. You know, you seemed in good spirits yesterday, so I think everything is. I just wanted to be, you know, checking. Because recent situations were a little bit out of the ordinary. I really appreciate your support, so I was like really thankful and grateful for it. And it was a little bit like we'll all agree, it was like extra, and then you know, I've been last night I was thinking about it, you know, that you were having that anxiety response and you needed to take a break, and even the people at work said you gotta have a break, but like already you got called back in for extra shifts and stuff. It seems like a bit soon for that. Anyway, I'll stop ruminating on that from now on, because it's not everyone's business, is it? That's your business. So we'll try this again. And you're probably fine, you know, you're probably just absolutely having to, you know exactly what you're doing, you're in your right mind, and you got your priorities all sorted. It might be that. Maybe it's my own self, you know, I've got these self-worth issues. Maybe I just don't think, like, who should be giving me, like, you know, donations. Oh, I'm not worth it. They must be off their head if they're donating to me. You know, obviously, that's rude of me to say that, isn't it, in a way as well, so... It's rude, and it's me, my negative self-talk as well, so I should shut up. Sun's going down behind us, that's handy. Imagine if you were flying into the sun doing this, it'd be a nightmare. Stay aligned to the runway, it says. Am I getting off course? I am already. What have I done? How have I done that? I'm off course, hang on. Whoa. Like, even a little bit of this is making it wobble. Don't like that. And I'm not allowed to do that anyway. I've got to stay in the cockpit. Surely I've got to stay in the cockpit.
2,500.
Yep. And all we have to do is go down there and hit that. It can't be that hard, can it? But for some reason in these jumbo jets, it's like taking your life in your hands every time. Are we still going down? Yeah, we're still going down. We should be. I mean, I can't remember. Follow 3-degree glide scope. What is a 3-degree glide? What's a 3-degree glide scope? I mean, down here, I've got this thing which I want to be on a straight line with that. I'm pretty sure of that. I've got this thing where I look like I'm on a wonk. I'm fucking this up again. Can't be that hard. Follow the glide scope, it says. What is the glide scope?
1,000.
Is it that? Or is it that? See, now this one's new to me, so I think this one's the glide scope, because this one's got the altitometer on it. And the engine thrust on it, the speed. That's the knots, the engine.
500.
500, is that a bit much? Already a bit soon?
400.
It sounds like it. That's okay, I can just level that out.
300.
I said I can level it out. Or maybe I don't want to level it out. Like, what this is missing for me is it's missing some sort of, like, dotted line for me to follow. Or, like, highlighted. Stay aligned to the runway. Should have a highlight around the runway. I mean, it's obvious where it is, but it should have a highlight. And follow the 3-degree glide scope. It should say glide scope in big letters, and it should be highlighted so I know what I'm looking at. It's just like a little random little thing it's telling me, and then I've just got to guess. And put all the displays on. That should help. Here we are again. Look, here we are again. Same problem as before. I'm not actually between the lines. And if I try and adjust us, we'll go way over. So maybe I don't need to hit the lines perfect. Maybe I'll just hit the runway. And maybe I'll bring the speed down as well, actually.
60. 50.
Forgot how to bring the speed down.
40.
Here we go, 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 here we go. Flare up to 5.
Revive.
Yes. Steer the aircraft with the rudder. Can't I slow this the fuck down? Bring the aircraft to a stop. I'm definitely going to want to mess with that. No, no. That. No, no, not up, down. Shit, shit, shit. Splash down. I can't remember how to slow us down. So... back to main menu. Return to the main menu, yes. I don't feel like my brain is going to be learning how to land us properly. Right, I don't think my brain's going to be learning that today. It's dark all around the rest of the world. Fucking hell, look at it. It's dark everywhere. Yeah, I was going to fly us around India. It's dark. Let's go and have a look at this flooding. We won't be able to see the flooding live because the satellite pictures are not live. But the Assam Valley's up this part of India. I wonder if we change the time. Sometimes this makes it not work. But if we change the world time like that. Have a look over here. The Assam Valley's up this part. There's Kolkata. Kolkata. And then this part appears the Assam Valley. This is what's flooded. I want to just have a little look at some tea plantations. Right. I'm going to use the internet for a second. I'm going to use the internet. The internet. Welcome to the internet. I will be your guide. Feel like that today, me. Right, let's just get the internet and let's get... because remember, this is my ancestor. Charles Thorpe Jessup, Colonel Sir Charles Thorpe Jessup was in the Assam Valley Light Horse. He had a tea plantation in Kolkata. He had 3 or 4 children in India. Then he went back to England and he left the children in India. They grew up and became the ancestors of mine in the British Army, who eventually came back to the UK. And Assam Valley is flooded at the moment. And if you want to give some money, £5 to donate, 70066 on my phone, like that. If you want to do the donate like that, you can do that. It's up to you. And just a £5, you know, just a little cheeky fiver helps them out. And I want to see Assam Valley on the map, so I know where it is. This is what we're going to be looking at. I want to see the maps. They've got a boarding school there. Maybe I should go out and teach in the boarding school. That'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it? Bangladesh. There it is, Assam. See, what the problem is with this, as India goes, India's a big country, yeah? And that's the main India, isn't it? That big central bit. But as you go over to the right, Bangladesh is a separate country. Bhutan is a separate country. Nepal borders it to the north. And Myanmar, Burma is a separate country. And then this section here in the middle of all those is still India. And it's only connected by this little panhandle connection here. And so the Assam Valley itself is... we consider going on like a bit of a backpacker's holiday, me and my dad there. But we checked the tourist advice. And I was put off by the fact that you can get kidnapped and murdered. Nagaland's up there. They have problems between these borders sometimes. They have some problems. But we're looking if we're up the Assam Valley that's been flooded, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for these tea plantations. We want to follow this river, really. The Brahmaputra River. We want to follow it down from up there. From Tinsukia, Digbra, and follow it down through Bangladesh. Once we cross over that border in Bangladesh, into the open ocean. We'll have a look at this Assam Valley. A very rich, fertile place, somewhere that basically most of the tea in the world comes from. A lot of tea. Don't come from Yorkshire, I'll tell you that. A lot of tea. A lot of tea. So I'm on the flight simulator. What? I'm on the flight simulator. There's India, like I said. This is this area up here. This is this river that goes through. As you cross over this border here, that you don't see any of the borders on Flight Simulator. I think it's quite clever in a way. It's quite interesting. Like, as a concept, like, we're not looking at separate countries here and borders. We're just looking at landmass. You have to work it out for yourself. But up this end, this is where it starts. We're going to follow this river down. Rhinoceros Park there. Look, you might see some rhinos. And this is the valley that's all flooded, isn't it? This is the Assam Valley. These are the tea plantations, I imagine, here. I don't know. I expect there's going to be a bit of stuff here and there, isn't there? So I just want to start us off up here. Is the volocopter going to make it? Hang on, if I press set as departure, and if I put just down here as arrival, is that 7 hours it's going to take us by volocopter? So, for 7 hours is a bit long, isn't it? It's not 7 minutes 51 seconds, that's 7 hours 51 minutes. So that's a bit long, but what we'll do is we can either change the aircraft, something a bit quicker. See how that changes it. 1 hour 50, you see, that changes it. Or we can start our journey, you know, we can fly over here and have a look, and then go out and come back and fly over there and have a look, and go out and come without having to actually fly anywhere of any distance. We're just going to start with this setup, because I just want to see what this new chuffing Halo plane looks like. See if it's easy to fly. Go to Chamonix. And fly over Mont Blanc, it said. I could do that. I've been to Chamonix in real life. Right, this is flying. This aircraft doesn't really exist. It's from the computer game Halo. So we're going to see if I've got any chance of flying this. I mean, look at it. Thankfully, we're already in the air. Just cruising. Because I'm just cruising. Oh, cruising. Cruising till I die. So I'll leave that just cruising there. Just coming out in the camera. And look at this. Look at the space. Look at the distance. I thought that was just a little river. Do you know what I mean? That's a little river starting up in the mountains of Nepal. Look at it. Look at how vast that is. We're quite high up. We're quite high up, you know. Whoa. Put the map up there so you can see it a bit. Whoa. Makes a funny noise, this does. Can never get back in the cockpit. There we are, back in the cockpit. Do you want to flick some switches? I mean, maybe it did mean 1 minute. It can't mean 1 minute. We're not there. We're not nearly there. Right, is it an hour that it's going to take? What? Oh, There's nothing on any of the screens, so I don't know what I've done now. Hang on. Looks like we're going up in the air, doesn't it? Oh, I knew this was a mistake. Whoa. I want to look at India, thanks. As we come down from the mountains of Nepal. We haven't actually been up to the mountains, but, you know, from that first valley formed from the mountains, there's no back window, fine. We appear to be on quite a jaunty angle here. They've actually put all crap on the screen, look. You see that? They put all crap on the screen. Little marks. Don't know if you can see that. There's little marks on the screen. That's on the... Don't try and clean your screen. That's on the actual game. Oh, there we go. We're tilting now. I mean, look at it. It's like Ed 209. Who's flying this? Bloody hell. Down there is India. Satellite image. You can see how it floods, can't you, now, when you think about it? Look at the amount of water in this river. Like, you know, we're talking about flooding, yeah? So we're talking about flooding in the Assam Valley. That's what we're about to fly over. We're going to fly through on this river. And the water comes down from the mountains. You've got monsoon seasons and stuff, global warming, stuff like that, I imagine. You know, I don't know exactly how it all kicks off. I didn't do enough research. But what I do know is when a river this size floods, I imagine the flooding, because round our way, when it floods, you've got a river that's, like, you could probably swim across the chuffer, and it floods and it bursts its banks, and it comes up about a foot, 2 foot, and you think, God, all the water's getting in. People that live close by the river might have to get sandbags out and stuff. Some people get fully flooded, you know, and their first floor of their house is flooded. But it's nothing like this river, is it? It's nothing like this. Even the Thames isn't like this. Look at the size of it. Imagine the amount of water that must escape if that thing floods, if that raises by a foot. And look what's right next to it, all the stuff. Airports and fields and... I don't know what else. Look at us flying this. This is the coolest thing I've flown so far, though, isn't it? I'm glad I got this. It's not hard. It's not hard to fly. It's not easy to crash. It seems to stay in the air. Look, even though I'm jerking it around like a herky jerky. Whee! Look at that. It don't care. It just maintains its... Oh shit! Shit! It doesn't drop out the air like a stone like the other aircraft do, though. Look. Why aren't they making more of these? They should make these. This is a good aircraft. Looks like Optimus Prime having a lie down. Works a treat though. So yeah, so look, all this is flooded now. I mean, that's my guess. I've looked on the news. It said it's all flooded. All this. And it wouldn't be hard, would it? It'd just break those banks and boosh. All you need is a bit of a... I mean, imagine that size of that river. That kind of size of the river flooding. Must go for miles, mustn't it? And that's another... Like, I know us in the West, we're used to flooding, aren't we? Like, you know, round my way, in the villages round my way, we've got even roads that go across rivers, like they're called fords. And you can drive across a little low part. Then when the river floods, that road's impassable. You know, flooding, and we get it all round our way. It does go for miles. But look down here. Down here, look, there's all the urbanisation. There's all their little houses, schools, hospitals, whatever. They all live close to this big river, don't they? It's their main source of... I don't know. It must be important. They all live close by it. There's a little airport. All this will just be gone, obliterated, won't it? And when I say for miles, it'll be for miles that way as well. There's another waterway over there. You know, the little tributaries feed in. You can see them on the map above my head, the little adding in rivers. They'll be flooding, won't they, as well? So the problem they'll have is rescuing these people, offering them food, shelter. It's very flat as well, isn't it? Look at how flat it is for miles around. So the problem they'll have rescuing these people, while they wait for it to drain away and see if they've got anywhere to live afterwards. The problems they'll have getting them out, going any sort of distance. But look at India. I'll tell you something I'm a bit surprised by. It's very similar, isn't it? It's very similar to the UK. Obviously it's not when you're down there. There are lots of differences, but just geographically, fields, trees, little houses, little buildings, quite similar to the UK in a way, quite similar to Europe. And when people think of India, they think of like elephants and jungles and hot curry and chilies, and it's a tropical country. This is in between Bhutan and, I mean, it was anglicised because the British Raj, but it is just surprising, isn't it? Look, it's just people living normal lives like us. They got little fields, quite a lot of fields here, arable crops, farmers, little houses, little sheds, little houses. It's people getting on with it, and then today they're not getting on with it. It's all flooded. It's all rubbish. This look very different right now with the floods. I wonder if I can get some, once we've done this flight, I wonder if I can get some live images of the satellites and the floods around this river. But there's definitely enough people here for it to be a worry, isn't there? Shit, we're going a bit low now. Can I get us any higher? Anti-stall. No. This is your cap. This is your captain speaking. We are now landed in India. Watch out for tigers and that. Oh, the monitors have come on. They've come on. Beacon on. My beacon's on. This is your captain speaking. I've turned the beacon on. So we should be found in about 6 to 8 weeks. Watch out for tigers. And it's going to be quite hot. You won't need your coat. Well, it might rain. So. I've parked us in India. This is your captain speaking. We're parked in India. So, chuffing. Parked in India. I'm gonna do it again. Not giving up. Gonna have a little look from a different position. I was quite enjoying that. Thank you very much. We'll go here. Set as departure. The rhinoceroses. And just before we do, what I just want to check. Oh, what have I done? Don't know what I've done there. I pressed control something and it did it for me. Come on, mouse. Why is the mouse not working? I feel like it's broken. It's not loading anymore. And the mouse isn't working. So. Oh no, it's working now. Okay, thanks, you chuffer. I should be able to press Alt and return. It should take it to off full screen mode though. For some reason it doesn't want to do that. So I'm just going to use a different... I won't be able to do that. I need to get... Okay, press ready to fly. And then Alt and that. And then now I can move it. Okay. Right. It'll quickly take us back to the web browser, and we're going to look at the Assam Valley. Again, where is it? I had it already open, didn't I? The Assam Valley that's flooded. Look at the floods. That's all that land we've just been going over. But I want to see it in, you know, I want to see it for sure. So I want Assam Valley floods satellite. Let's see if we can get that. Good, good, good. We can, look. Tiny little image. That's rubbish, isn't it? Tiny little image. I'm assuming that's not very easy to see, is it? I mean, this is the best one. This is the best one. If I can make it, if I can get it up bigger. Can't have it at all there for some reason. Let's just visit it as a page. There you go. That's much more. You can see it much more clearly there, can't you? That river is like literally double or treble the size, and it's spilled all out. Anywhere that is near it, next to it, it's spilled all out next to it. And these uplands slightly ahead of it, slightly north of it, they had little lakes and little puddles or whatever. They've got bigger. It's probably all quite wet there. If you can see that from space, then the actual ground is probably quite wet all the way along it. Yeah? All the way along it. This is a before and after. Little river in the middle. Everything soaking wet. Little river in the middle. Everything soaking wet. So it's like 4 or 5 times the space out. At least. And it's turned from a clear and noticeable waterway into like what looks like 2 vast lakes. And there's only cloud cover in the middle. That's what you're not seeing in the middle with Guwahati. That's why it doesn't look like it's flooded in the middle. It's because cloud cover, I think. That's much more clear as well, isn't it? That's an area a bit more zoomed in, completely obliterated. Completely flooded the whole thing. Okay, so we've seen that. That's what I wanted to see. It's not like exactly. You know, I didn't see a wide angle of every part of the river all the way down, but you get the gist, don't you? That's Assam Valley flooding today. Let's go back to this. Let's go full screen on this, please. How do you do that? You just go Alt and... Yeah, thank you. Right, we're in the Halocopter again. Now we're flying over... in our game, it won't be all flooded. These will be satellite images from, you know, recent times, not flooded. But look at the size of this river that's flooded. Like, bear that in mind, what we just saw on the map. This has got 4 or 5 times wider. So now you can get a real imagination. Like, you can really, like, get a feel of it, can't you? Like, you can... Whoa, 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 don't tilt us. You make me sick. Right, you can really get a feel for it now, can't you? Because this river is absolutely massive. Why are we flying in the wrong direction, you chuffing? Don't crash us again. Flying this Halo wagon from the computer game Halo. It's a bit of a chuffer, this is. It's quite good. When you get the hang of it, it's quite good, but it's a bit awkward. People of India have never seen anything like this. Right. Slow us down a little bit. Cruising speed, please. So we're flying over an area now. that will be completely flooded. Like you can see underneath the aircraft, there are little waterways and tributaries. We're about to go over one now. Little canal, I think that is, cut into the ground, is it? Or there's a river. You can see it on the map above my head, a little tributary river. Those rivers will be completely flooded as well, those little tributaries. So this whole area will be just wiped out, obliterated. And look, there's a little village. Neat little houses and a slightly bigger building. The bigger building might be a school or a farm or something, you know. This could be a tea plantation for all I know, but it's now gone. And we're used to a bit of flooding in the UK, you know, your insurance pays up if your ground floor is flooded out and you have to get a new sofa and the carpets need to be refitted, and for a couple of weeks you've got to stay with relatives. You know, that sort of thing. This is a bit different, isn't it? It's a little bit different. Up here there's an airport, but that's going to be completely flooded. I imagine like your local airport is completely flooded. And that's the scale and extent of it, isn't it? How are you going to get supplies in? How are you going to get people out? This is the north of the river. And to the further north you can see the mountains of Nepal over there. So you're not going to be heading there. Although they might be, you know, out of the water because they're up in the air. You've got to make a choice then. Are you going to head north to the mountains of Nepal? Or are you going to head south into the flooding? And I don't know what you'd do. I don't know what you'd do. Some people refuse to leave their homes. Some people decide to stay and, you know, sandbag it out. Others, quite sensibly, decide to flee, and you got problems with dysentery, you got problems with diseases. So you don't want to hang around in all that flood water. There's a little bit of an irony because, of course, this vast river provides the irrigation for this fertile land. And I want to reiterate, imagine you're looking at this ground here underneath this plane, this halo wagon, and you don't know what it is. Where is that? You might say it looks a bit like the UK. I mean, India's different, isn't it? India's different. They probably eat different food to you, and they probably have different telly. But you wouldn't feel out of place there yourself, because it's like fields and farms and trees and roads and little houses and just little village there, little clusters of houses amongst the arable land. The UK is probably a bit more urbanised and a bit more organised, and India's a bit more vast, isn't it? Look, but you know, it's just trees and it's just normal people getting on with it. Well, they're not today, they're all flooded, so let's head south over the river. Quite like this aircraft. And when I say south over the river, look, I've got a river in my local town, yeah? I've got a river in my local town, and I could kick a football across it. There's a river in my local town, I could kick a football across it. There's other rivers in the UK, like, I don't know, the Mersey or the, what's the one in Newcastle? There's the Clyde in Glasgow. They're a bit bigger. You know, they're a bit bigger. And the one in London, the Thames, that, is it the Tees in Newcastle? Anyway, the rivers that come in from the sea are quite big, you know, quite big. This isn't a river from the sea. That's not, you know, an inlet to the sea. That's not why it's so big. This river starts up in the mountains of Nepal. All the tributaries form, and this is the water that comes down from the mountains. So look at how vast it is. You can't kick a football across this. Just going to speed up the plane a little bit. When I say speed up the plane, I mean speed up the plane, speed up the plane, speed up the plane. No. Go on, get us out of the water, come on. Just going to restart the flight quickly. Right, we're now flying over the south side, aren't we? It's so different this plane. Need to just turn us round. So you can see on the little map above my head, actually I'll just even this out, I'll turn off chat for the little map above my head. You can see that's that river that we were looking at. So the little map above my head, you can see it's the river that we're flying over. And that river's like doubled, trebled in size now. And all the areas that were feeding in, all those little tributaries, are now just like awash. And we're not talking about a river that comes in, meets the sea and is open large at the sea's mouth. It's large all the way through. It's one of these big chuffers. I had no real concept, you know. This is the first time I've flown over it. We're up quite high now in this aircraft, aren't we? Look, you can see all the way around. Oh, look at that. It's cool, isn't it? So I want to start to head us a bit south as well as down the river. And we'd come to this area before. We're going to fly over it again. This area of all that white stuff below us. I've seen that before. So there are hills, there are a few mountains, but there's no populated areas on there. There's no roads up there. They're more like wild jungle, so you're not going to be escaping up the mountains necessarily. I was told there's a lot of tea plantations here, so I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know what a tea plantation would look like from the air, so maybe I have seen a lot of them and I just didn't realise it. You know, maybe that's all those fields. And I don't know what that white stuff is. I assume it's some sort of artefact of the satellite image, whether it's a bank of the river, maybe it's some sort of curved bank, I don't know. Maybe it's a floodplain for where the river floods, usually. Just try and level this out a bit. There's a little... That looks like it might be a tea plantation, you see. These look like they might be because you've got little villages and little houses here by the river, but up there you've got like a big building with a little bit of buildings around. Like those big buildings might be the tea plantation main houses, like the main bit. I might be wrong, you know, I might be completely wrong, but you can see you've got all these little populated areas around these little rivers. They probably use the rivers as roadways a lot more than they haven't got any motorways, have they, up here? That's worth noting. Like, there's no big roadways, are there? I'm not seeing any highways. So we're probably using light aircraft. We're probably using, like, if you've got the money, you're probably using light aircraft. If you haven't, you're probably using some sort of waterway. There is a road there going through. There is a road. You know, you can drive as well. But I would be surprised if local people didn't use this massive river and all its tributaries as transport systems. And then when it all floods, that's going to become an issue, isn't it? That's going to become a big issue. We're just departing from the main flow of the river there. Just coming south of it slightly. All this will be underwater now. You know, if you're getting flooding from that river, and you've already got like a Oxbow Lake here, from the old... No, I know that from the old geography. You've already got lakes and tributaries here, then of course this is going to end up flooded, isn't it? And I'm amazed at how rustic, rural... I mean, I knew it was going to be rural, but I thought it was going to be a lot more like solid jungle. I'm amazed at how much of the jungle has been cut away for that arable farming, or the fields, whether it's tea or other crops. I'm assuming a lot of this must be tea, now I'm thinking about it, because this is the famous Assam Valley with the tea plantations. Cheers. It's an amazing part of the world, isn't it? You can see the mountains of Nepal. That's Everest up over there in the distance. And tourists. That's a guess, but I mean, it's a pretty good guess that that's Mount Everest over there in the distance. You can actually see them from the air here. And at the same time, you've got some more mountains in the middle of India and Bangladesh. But away there in the distance is the sea at some point, and if you follow this river you're going to get there. That might be quite a nice trip I'd like to make, actually. There's an idea. I mean, it's a problem because this is an impoverished part of the world that is rife with crime, and when I say crime, it's like, you know, mad religious kidnappings and stuff like that. But I'd quite like to get me dad and me a boat and head down that river from north to south, end up in Kolkata. Have to get an armed guard maybe, but maybe I'm overestimating the worries. And I can't do it now because it's all flooded. Oh, there's so much arable land, isn't there? There's so much farmland. When you think about it, we talk about these problems in the world with world hunger, with price of grain at the moment, the Ukraine situation. This has all been used for tea at the moment, I'm thinking. Quite a lot of it. Well, at the moment it's completely flooded, but like, you know, you get an idea, don't you, of how big spaces are just by flying over them. And this is only one little pocket of India. How green is my valley? You know, if we don't fuck up the world, this could be so productive, couldn't it? At the moment we're using it for tea. Like, tea's nice, everyone likes tea, but well, you can't eat it. I suppose it helps them to eat, doesn't it? It's their industry. If anyone knows anything about India, you can feel free to tell me in chat. If I'm sounding like an idiot and you think, who's this chuffer and what does he know? I feel the same. Like, who am I and what do I know? I'm flying over it, looking at it. I did a little bit of looking at it on the news yesterday because it came up on the news. Got a little bit of a family connection with the old history. But what do I know? You know, what do I know? I'm open-minded. I'm willing to find out. I'm losing altitude. Pulling up. Got us. I've got us. Don't worry. I've got us now. I just need to find that cruising speed. More big lakes, whether man-made or ox-bowed or what have you. More big lakes. This will all be flooded. Staying to the south side of the river now. There's a big populated area over there. I'm just going to head over to it and have a look. Because my guess is that this is all flooded as well. Look, there's all tributaries. I keep saying tributaries today, but small rivers that lead into the big river. You know what I'm saying. This looks populated over here, doesn't it? Looks like some roads. So I guess your problem with your cleanup crew and your problem with your... You know, you have a flood in the UK and it might be like an area and you might get bussed out to the next area. This is going to be flooded here. Look, it's completely surrounded by a river. And look at how many people must be down there. There must be loads of them, mustn't there? This is India. Lots of little houses, a few bigger buildings, a few what I'm guessing are schools and hospitals and things, the bigger buildings. And they're all going to be flooded today. And so is everywhere else around them for miles. When we say miles, like we mean miles, don't we? You know, you see that little map above my head where we're flying now. Remember from that computer graphic I showed you just a minute ago? Completely flooded. As far as the eye can see. If you think, why is he going on about this and all that, check out Oxfam. They've got a donation thing going. Check out Oxfam. Or charity of your choice. Now's a good time. Obviously, I'm always accepting donations myself, and I'm very grateful. Mentioning earlier, like, Snippy's my producer. Capital K my producer. Nigel my producer. These people who contribute to the stream in an ongoing way and help us to develop. And have been with me since ASMR times, so you know, got a long and storied history together, and anyone can, you know, chip in and tippy in. That's great. Today I'm also highlighting the worries of the people of northern India, and Oxfam have got their own chippies and tippies section for that, so check that out. But only give them a little bit and give me most, because do what you feel. I've got problems with the altitude again. Trying to just level us out. This isn't a real aircraft, right? They don't sell these in the shops. You can't go and fly them in your lessons. This is not a real aircraft. This is from Halo, the computer game. But it's in here. Simulator. Look at it. It just goes on for fluffing miles, doesn't it? This is the Assam Valley. My great-great ancestor was in the light horse infantry, and they'd ride around on horses. Don't know how you defend this area on horseback. And you've always got those beautiful mountains over there in the distance. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? I'm going to start to turn us more inland and head southerly towards Kolkata. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I'm just doing it off. Like, could you imagine if I was in charge of flying the plane and I've got a map and everything, but I don't really know. I just think it's generally over there. We'll be fine. Our altitude's going up, up, up. But I do want our engines on fast because I want to sort of, you know, push us across the landscape a bit now. Oh, I don't want to fly too high. I just wanted to have a good understanding of, like, they say this area is flooded today on the news, but like the reasons why. Look, you can see another massive river there. Or canal or something. That's definitely water though, isn't it? Cut into the land there. It's not a great big road for Christ's sake, is it? That's definitely another river. And coming off it, another smaller river. Like this long and winding thin river's got populated area. It seems that the populated areas are all along the riverside, doesn't it? So that's where all the people are. Starting to get some vibration on the controller now because we're getting too high. We're starting to get stratospheric. And I'm not doing this, but it's taking me up very high. Like, I'm not doing it. It's doing it for me. I can't stop it. It wants to go very high now. Screw it then. If that's the way you want to play, I'm going to push it. I'm going to put the engine up as maximum as possible. We'll see how high you can go then, you little chuffer. If that's what you want. Don't mess with Daddy Scotty. I'll take us up so high you'll be able to see this, touch the sun. Little Halo aircraft. Look at the world out there now. Can you see the curvature? What do you reckon? Can you see the curve? Oh no, it's a flight simulator. It's CGI. Look, now I'm not doing it now. Now it is starting to like take me down. It don't want me this high. It said, "Fuck that." What are you doing? Flying over India, mate. All of it a wash today. Going to end up crossing into Bangladesh if I'm not careful, so... See, now I always think as well, this looks very peaceful up here, and I always wonder if you got out of the aircraft and sat on top whether you'd be alright. You probably wouldn't, would you? You'd probably be blown off. It looks very peaceful. It's probably... Like, if you stuck your head out, it'd probably blow your hat off. Turbulence. My altitude's going up again. But it seems to be going up very quickly all of a sudden. And again, I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping us steady. I am doing this now. I'm trying to reduce it. The rumble pack on this controller is going 6 to the dozen, 12 to the dozen, 14 to the chuffing dozen now. Bloody hell. It's going to break the rumble on the controller. The airspeed's very fast. That's one of the problems, look. This is your captain speaking. Don't worry, it's all alright. But I think now's the time to put your seat... Oh, where are you? Oh, there's not much space in the back of one of these, is there? Halo. I thought there'd be loads of space. I thought there'd be all soldiers in the back. Now's the time to fasten your seatbelts. Anyway, maybe there is more space. Maybe that's a door to some stuff. Can we go in there? No, I can go all the way around here, though. This is your captain speaking. I'm now sat in the passenger compartment. So, who's flying the chuffing plane? I'll have you ask. This is your captain speaking. I'm back in the cockpit now. Things seem to be going a little bit wrong. This is your captain speaking. We're now flying upside down. Fully intentional. If you want to get out and stick your head out the window, it's going to go... This is your captain speaking. I don't want you to worry. We appear to be in a death spiral nosedive. Don't worry though, the ground's nice and soft. I hear they've had a flood. Here we are. I'm not pointing in the right direction anymore, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Heading towards Bangladesh now. By mistake, I wanted to follow the river. Flying the Halo wagon. It's got a name, but I forgot it already. The Halo wagon. The future of American military aircraft. Maybe. If anyone can work out how to control the chuffing thing. This is interesting as well. If I can level it out. Up there you can see a little bit of a valley and some mountains. That'll all be flooded, won't it, there as well? My guess. We're heading away from the Assam Valley toward that bend in the river. You see above my head on the map? That bend in the river that takes us south, takes us towards the coast, and we actually head away from the Assam Valley there. And the Assam Valley is the bit that's all flooded up behind us. So. We saw a rhinoceros reserve, which will all be flooded. That's bad for the rhinos. And now we are seeing a lot more of this jungle, aren't we? That might be Bangladesh. We're seeing a lot more of that, like, no urbanisation really, just trees, trees, trees. That's the jungles of the Jungle Book. Mowgli, Shere Khan, Bagheera. Arkela, Baloo. That's their jungle. Cruising. It's a bit funny, I called the stream today Happy Landings Learning to Fly the Jumbo, and we tried to do it and it wouldn't let us learn, so instead we've just gone for a fly over India. I'll have to change the name of the stream, won't I? I'll have to edit that. I'll do it now while we're cruising. Flying over Assam. Can't spell. Valley. Flying over Assam Valley. That's better. Save. I can't change the thumbnail now. I have to do that on PC Paint because I haven't got a new program. I've got a new computer, no programs, so I'm using Paint to do the thumbnails, you chuffers. But flying over the Assam Valley. Oh, in the Halo. What's the name of this aircraft? In the Halo. I'll do that later. I'll make a nice thumbnail on the Mac later. I've lost the river, but we're going to connect back up with it if we keep on this flight path, so I will just keep on this flight path and we'll see when we connect up with it. But look at this now. Strange, isn't it, how up that northern area, which you think is closer to the mountains, further away from anywhere else, it's in that more northern area. They've actually got all the crops and the tea and the arable cut out from the jungle. As you go west in towards India itself, you know, the main continent of India, the main country, you know, this is a little handlebar on the side, remember, on the right hand side between Bangladesh and Bhutan and Nepal, and like maybe these places, maybe because of that, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, you know, surrounding it, maybe these places are less developed, but look at it, it's just like forests and jungle as far as the eye can see. Well, not as far as the eye can see, but I mean, you can see all the way to the moon, so you can see the sun, can't you? You can see the sun. That's fucking miles away, so you can see the stars. You know, at night you see the stars. They are light years away, so you can see light years with your eyes. So not as far as the eye can see, but for quite a distance here, look, this is all untouched, pristine, ecologically important. I don't know about untouched and pristine, but ecologically important, and it's got a river through it. So this might have a bit of a flood going on at the moment. The animals will all be going up to the top of the hills. Imagine being down there. You wouldn't know where to start, would you? Imagine we conk out now, yeah? We park it down there. Where are you going? What are you up to? Going for a walk. Where are you going to get to? Where's the nearest 7-Eleven? Where's the nearest Tesco Express? Where's the nearest Tesco Express? There isn't one for miles, is there? There's not one for miles. Now imagine you've got all the people up there in the north, like I was saying before, they all need help and they all need support and they all need help from that flooding situation. Like, where are they going? Are they going to trek across here? I mean, what's going on? It's a bit of an obstacle, isn't it, this? A bit of an obstacle. If only we all had Halo wagons. And as we head to our right, we should see the river start to appear again. Can't see it yet, there's a lot more mountainous area here, but to our right, we should see the river appear again. And as we connect back up with it, we'll trace it back round all the way south through to the sea. Urban areas, I say urban, there's some houses down there. It's not urban, is it? Little houses, little roads, little tracks. Looks well interesting though. Be interesting for a little holiday, wouldn't it? Where's the Tesco Express though, so? Not going to be able to go in the Tesco Express. So you're going to want to take your, if you like your crisps, if you like, you know, if you like your favourite crisps, you want to take them with you because you're not going to be able to get many bags of crisps, I'll tell you that. This engine is either like too powerful or not powerful enough. I just don't want to be crashing towards the ground, please. Altitude maintained, thank you. Oh no, now I'm going altitude high. Jeez. Halo wagon. Chill. Look at that mountain peak. Encrusted with foliage. Look at that, man. This is northern India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, all connect up in these borders up here. Untamed wilds. I mean, how long would it take you to walk it? And you wouldn't even, if you're down there in the jungle, you wouldn't even know which way you were going. And you'd be like, oh, I'll get up somewhere high and I'll have a look around. And you get up high and you have a look around and you're like, well, fuck this then. Next Tesco Express is absolutely miles away in every direction. Gonna need some help here. You know, where's the McDonald's? Not that I would want a McDonald's, I'm vegan. I'm vegan, your meagre portions, your mom should have had it. Anyway, look. Where's the river? You know, I thought I'd see it on my right. In all its vastness. Certainly there are some waterways down there, I can see them winding their way around. And it's interesting as well, isn't it? Everywhere there's the waterways is where they choose to put their houses and they clear the land and they're probably using those waterways for transport. So for that to be all flooded, that's going to be a right fucker for them. Hang on, I just noticed you're chatting. But it's not coming through on my chat. Unbelievable, that's well weird. I've got a separate chat window open and I've just noticed your chat is not coming through on my chat. Right, pop out, I've got it now, don't worry, I'm watching you now. Right, I've shrunk it now. By mistake, and I don't know how to unshrunk it. I now got problems. Restore it and then I'll just pop it out again. This one could be closed. Unbelievable, I've got your chat right. feel a little bit, you don't know, I'm now watching your chat, so I'm really sorry that I missed it because of the fuck ups in today's stream, because of going public but private and then having to restart the window and shit like that. For some reason I haven't been checking your chat. I'm glad that you're talking to each other. And I'm not going to be able to catch up because there's quite a lot of it there. But everything seems alright, everyone's happy. Right. All good in the hood. I nearly crashed us again then. Nearly crashed us while I wasn't looking. But now we're getting even more of a perspective over these hills of what it'd be like to... What? No 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 no. That's India's massive. Certainly is. Certainly is. It's so big I've managed to hit it with the plane. The chuffing thing. Oh, it's so big I've managed to hit it with the plane. I do want to apologise though to one person specifically, because we had a new chatter in, and I should always like acknowledge new chatters and say hello, it's nice to see you're new. DD33. Is this my favourite game? No, it's not. It's chuffing on not, I tell you that. And hello Isabella, and hello Morgan. Who is the same? Morgan, yeah. Okay. Got it into my brain. World map. So we've flown around here now, and I've crashed us twice. I'll show us all again. This is India. It is big, isn't it? Look. Oh, it is, isn't it? There's India, it's big. Go to America where people know what America's size is like. So India is quite big. But India is not just that pointy bit there. It also goes off of this right-hand side. What have I done now? No, don't sign out each other. Off this right-hand side. It goes up here. And this is where we've been flying around. But it also... if I go to the... This is one of the problems that I'm in today. Moving through... I've got too many windows open. Moving into the web of a browser. These are these rivers that we've been seeing that have been flooding. And we've been looking at them because we're looking at the Assam Valley. Floods. If I go to the maps. This is Assam Valley. And that's India there. So India's the big bit. And the Assam Valley is just stuck on the right-hand side here. In between Bangladesh and Bhutan. So as we start to follow this down, this next bit will be Bangladesh. We've just been doing India in the Assam Valley. Just been doing India in the Assam Valley. But the next bit will be Bangladesh as we just follow the river south down to the sea. Now, we're doing the appeal for Assam Valley. Oxfam, it's in the news. I know that's obviously on the news in the Assam Valley. I don't know what's happening in Bangladesh. So I'll just quickly ask Google. Bangladesh. Is that flooding as well? Because I think it will, won't it? If the other... Oh, it's going to flood tomorrow. Flood alert. They're expecting that water to carry on coming down and to flood tomorrow. So, you know, let's get ahead of it. Time to get your wellies out. The floods... Oh, this is what's saying it. Look. Displace millions and kill dozens. Displacing millions in an area like that, as we've just seen, because we've just been flying over it, is a right chuffle. Let's have a quick look. Hope we don't get copyright strikes for this. I mean, look at... Hang on, wait. I'm just going to do it bit by bit. What are they doing? What are they doing? Like when we have floods in the UK... I don't know if you've had floods in America like this, but we've had floods in the UK, yeah. And like, it does go in the houses, and like, That's not the floods. That's... Don't ever buy their batteries. Their batteries are rubbish. They shouldn't be advertising on my stream because they know what I'm like. I hate advertising. So, like, just shut up, you. In fact, I'm going to reload it and just hope that comes up with no advert this time. No, reload it. No. Alright, you can have an advert for The Guardian. Look, there's British flooding. This is The Guardian. This is the thing I'm looking for. This is UK flooding, look. You're down by the sea and the weather's bad, or you live really close to the big river and it floods, look. And it might even get into the main town or village. But look, you can see, I'll pause it there. You can see up below chat. I'll just turn off chat for a second because it is also on the underneath the screen in the actual chat window, save forever now. But you can see above my head, there's dry road. You know, it's like a patch of it. It's not the whole town.
A couple of small blockages further up the road.
And it does get bad. You know, in some places. These are next to a river and the river's burst its banks, look. Like, there's streets that are flooded with water. So it's all over the world you get flooding. But we're not ferrying our people out, holding onto a bit of string through the chuffing. And as we've just seen, that landscape, yeah, I've been reminding about this Oxfam thing. Yeah, the reason I've been using Oxfam, there are other charities, and if you want to suggest your own and, you know, choose your own, if you've got a local flood problem and you want to donate to your local flood problem, fair enough. Like, you know, I'm not saying you have to give money to India or anything like that. But I chose Oxfam today because it's a reputable charity that, you know, whether their directors get a lot of money or not, like, it's a reputable charity that is doing good work, can be seen active doing it. So, you know, I did my £5 donation on my phone. It's text £5, donate 5 to 700-66. So I did it. And then it sent me a message back saying there's a problem. So maybe that's on my phone, but I've tried. And then, you know, yeah, so, like, that's what the focus is today, as well as, you know, obviously donate to me, tip me, but the focus is on that, really, isn't it? And this is what we're looking at, yeah. So, like, it is, like, when we've flown over there as well, they're doing that on that string, yeah? But where are they going to as well? We've just flown over it. It's like that for miles, isn't it? It's like that for miles. It's still raining, obviously. What's that? Is that the railroad? It's going to flood the rail. It's going to just undercut. If that's undercutting the railroad, see, these are the further issues they've got. That's obviously the railway track, isn't it? And if it's underneath it, it's going to be undermining the railway. It's going to flood out the ground from underneath it. If the train goes over it, it will collapse and fall over. So the railroads are now impassable. Look at that. Get the family, get them on a raft, a floating raft. The kids are just walking there, look. Just fucking go, just have a walk, just get out of there. But as we know, because we've just been, like, that's the urban area, Guwahati city, we actually flew over that. We looked at that, didn't we? We flew near it and said, oh, look, that looks like an urban area. Just a minute ago, that's exactly where we flew over. Yeah, and pray to God for the children, yeah. Exactly right. So the whole, it's not like, you know, one street or, you know, blocked off a road. It's like the whole fucking city, town, whatever you want to call it, completely flooded everywhere. And it's not 2 stories flooding. You can, you know, hang out if you want and wait for it to go down. But like, how are we going to be helping the people in the rural areas if the urban areas are flooded?
प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, कोई निकल नहीं सकता है, कोई ऑफिस नहीं जा सकता है, और हम लोग का ये दुकान है पूरा पानी है, अंदर घुस के बहुत सामान खराब हो गया, फ्रिज वगैरह सब खराब हो गया.
So then you've got those knock-on effects. I see what he's saying there. Like, okay, you can survive because you can stay upstairs, but you've got the knock-on effects of nobody's going to work today. It's like that lockdown thing over again. Like, it's like, you know, nobody's going to work, no one's getting their medicine, no one's, like, what? How long is that going to take? Villagers moving to higher ground here. They don't want to leave their stuff. And if you live in a village, a little village on the shores of the river, as much as it's picturesque and it's lovely, you know, you might be living a bit of a subsistence lifestyle. Like, you might be picking tea for a living, and you might not have much stuff. So the idea of leaving it all to be flooded away and gone forever, that might be a bit harsh, mightn't it? Like, you get on that boat, you're given a life jacket. Thanks for the life jacket. This is everything I own now. Like, Jesus.
তবে মই এসডিআরএফ সহায় লৈ পেলাই পাৰ হৈ গৈ পেলাই তেওঁলোকক বুজালো বুজাই পেলাই তেওঁলোকে এতিয়া আহাৰ কাৰণে
Do you know what I mean? She's got her clothes and a life jacket, and that's all she owns now.
আর করেছে
And that's them on the string again. Yeah, so they're having a bad time. The hospitals are flooded in Bangladesh. The Indian army are there evacuating people. But my question, like I say, is the knock-on effect is like, where are they evacuating them to? How's that going to go down? Like, it's flooded everywhere all the way through to the sea. So, you know, there's going to be a knock-on effect for weeks and months. I don't think this is going to be, you know, that easy. And for it to be under the category of climate change on this news story, climate change, makes me feel a little bit guilty. Do you know what I mean? They take things in their stride. They certainly do seem to, but then we all just have to, don't we? Like, if that happened in your neck of the woods and everything was flooded away, like, you're at first you're going to be grabbing hold of the string, getting your stuff on your back and just going with it. Like, it's only the weeks and months after that you might sit down and think, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Your first thought is going to be like, grab hold of that string and get walking. But you might appear to be taking it in your stride, but fucking hell, it might get you down in the long run. And that was like one of my worries earlier. Like, I'm sorry I missed your chat earlier, Snippies. I'm sorry I was talking to you while you were talking to me and I wasn't really paying attention to chat. You've said there earlier, I need more than one day off. You need more than one day off. You've been dragged into work. Not dragged, like, you did it, for, you know, we were talking about it on a different stream, but I was thinking about it afterwards and just thinking, like, you know, I hope you're making sure to get a break and everything, because, like, you're under pressure as well at this point. Yeah. And it's similar sort of, you know, pressure's helping people, so... thank God, look, as well, though, that these people are doing this, like, these people are doing this for those people. You know, thank God the army soldiers are actually evacuating these people. Like, they're lucky in some ways, aren't they? They're pulling together to help each other. And, like, globally, that's, you know, people say, oh, the globalism and the world government and all that. Like, forget that. Globally, though, you know, we're a whole world, and we can see this now because we've got the telly, we've got the internet, and we've got all that. So there are ways to sort of reach out around the world and help them, maybe. So that's interesting to me today. Yeah, let's go back to the old flight simulator and do Bangladesh now. Let's fly Bangladesh. Flight simulator full screen and make it big. So we now know that this Guwahati, we flew it. Did we fly over that? Let's just go there right now, and then we'll go Bangladesh. It's had a little pause on the loading. It's having a little think. You can't see it behind. It's behind me. Where's? Get me out of the way. Oh, it's moving now. It's moving now. Okay, ready to fly. Oh, and I should put in the title that we're flying this chuffing halo bird. This is it outside now. All this is flooded. Look. That's that big river. This is the town, it's next to the river. We did fly past it earlier, didn't we, I think? I can't remember, but... all of it flooded. And it goes back, look. Goes back there. All of that flooded. They're all in their upstairs rooms. It's quite a lot of people, isn't it? And all the people from upriver are coming down here for support and help. They're evacuating all the villagers from around the area. And it's very flat. There are a few hills. But it is very flat, so you can assume this is all flooded. All the rivers... And we saw it on the satellite, didn't we? Look. Above my head, that map. It's all flooded. All this is flooded. I'm really lucky that we've got... Like, imagine this, yeah? Isabel saying, people helping people, kindness wherever light breaks through, wherever light breaks through the darkness. Exactly. That is a positive thing to think about. That is positive. But I was just going to say as well, like, I'm so lucky. I don't know, you probably feel the same. Like, I'm sat, those people are down there suffering, right? And I'm sat, I've got a carpet, I've got a radiator, I've got a ceiling, I've got lights I can turn on and off. I want to boil some water, I just go and run the tap and I fill the kettle and I just boil the water and I have a cup of tea. Cheers. I don't have a Lamborghini. I am worried about the bills. You know, this winter's going to be difficult. The cost of living's going up everywhere. You know, I haven't got a Lamborghini. I bought an expensive computer for Stream and that was like a big stress to me because it was like, you know, that kind of money. Buying a car or a computer, that's my limit on my spending and feeling like this is a big amount of money here, buying a car or a computer. You know, I'm not like Elon Musk. But at the same time, compared to some people in the world who have just let everything wash away and all they've got is a chuffing life jacket. You know, compared to some people in the world, I am Elon Musk, aren't I? I'm flying the Halo wagon on my lovely computer in my lovely room with a carpet and lights, and you know, if I'm hungry I'll go and open my cupboards and there will be food in them. Like, I'm lucky. I'm like 10 times lucky, 20 times lucky. I've got you here in the chat. You know, I'm a million times lucky. Do you know what I mean? You got a fake eviction notice and threats to everything only yesterday. Sorry to hear that. Like, I'm more in your boots than Elon Musk's boots, I'll tell you that. You know, I don't owe any money. It's took me a long time. When I was younger, I did owe some money, and it's took me a bit of time to like pay off credit cards and things like that. I'm never doing that again. I'm trying to maintain the side of not owing anyone any money. Although at the moment, HRMC do want £170 out of me for benefits they think I was given over, but it was their mistake. But other than that, I don't owe anyone any money. I'm lucky with that. But like I'm saying, lucky. You know what I mean? Lucky. Like you've got everything you need and more. Thankful. Exactly. That's it. We should be thankful. Even in our worst situations, in our Western, like we look at it through our Western prisms, but a lot of the time, even in our low times and our worst situations, we're still quite lucky. If you know what I mean. Like all this flooded. Yeah, we've definitely seen this bit. So now we're going to go to. We're now going to go to Bangladesh, which is where the river continues. It's not India anymore. It will be Bangladesh, and it might look a little bit different. My guess is that through Bangladesh down here, as it empties and becomes this vast, it's not just delta, is it? It's just like a vast, look at all this water, all this will be flooded in the next. I always wonder about this place called Jessore, because my name is Jessop, and my great ancestor lived out there in India. You know, he lived out there. So I wonder if that's got... I might be tripping. Maybe it's always been called Jessore. Or maybe it's got something to do with my ancestors. I don't know. Kolkata down there. That's a big Indian city. But in between these two places, part of it, big Indian part with... up here, big India here with the tea plantations and all that. And big India here, Kolkata. In between the two, you've got Bangladesh. And so Bangladesh is going to have their own unique problems with this flood because all the water is going to come through. It is coming through. They are flooding already. There's a bigger, much more widespread waterway, and there's a lot more water either side of it. You know, it's a much more flat land leading into the ocean. This will all be much more flooded, and they're not going to be part of the same Indian. You know, they haven't got the Indian army going to rescue the people. They've got the Bangladeshi set up. So it's a smaller country, different problems. So let's have a look at that. Obviously Oxfam, I think, are broad enough that if you give Oxfam money, they help a lot of different things. So maybe that's fine, but maybe you might want to consider, you know, maybe you prefer Bangladesh to... You're in America, aren't you? And I don't know about the American systems, so I just hope that everything goes well with you with those notices and the police. Isabel alive, because That's a bit of a chuffer, yeah. Sometimes, I don't know about this, I'm not an expert, but sometimes it might be better just to sort of like, you know, give them what they want to shut them up. That's what I'm going to have to do with this fucking thing that I've got hanging over me. I'll talk about it in a different stream maybe, because it's not flight and it's finances. But, yeah, like, you know, sometimes against the wheels and the big grinding machine, like, you might be in the right, but it doesn't matter to them. I certainly get that feeling. I've certainly had that feeling. My old coach used to say something to me. He used to say, don't kick against the pricks. And I completely understood what he meant. I'll explain it anyway, you know, even though I'm sure you understand. Like, you know, my efforts, my endeavours in trying to fight the power and the system. This is back at school as well, you know, back at school. He was like, you know, you're getting yourself in more trouble by fighting them because they have the hammer. So the more you fight them, the more they hammer you. So if you just shut up and just do what they say, they'll shut up and they'll leave you alone maybe. Like, that was my lesson back then, like, to stop me getting in detentions, because I used to get in detentions and then I used to get another detention on top because, like, I would say, no, bollocks, you're wrong and I'm not having this, and, you know, and all that. And then they'd be like, right, you said bollocks, you're wrong, that's double detention. And I'd be like, oh, right, double it, you might as well fucking treble it because I'm not even going to fucking come. Right, 4 times it, 10 times it. Do you know what I mean? It was one of those situations. And sometimes, even though you might be right, you know, they hold the hammer. So, motherfuckers. I don't know. I'm not offering advice there because, you know, financial or otherwise, I'm sure you're in control of your own life and you know a lot more about what's going on than I do, because, like, you know, I'm not educated in property law in any way. Other than that's mine, get off. That's what I know about it. Grandfathered Canada, right? So it's a system I wouldn't know about, and also grandfather's an issue, isn't it? Like having things put on you. Yeah, that's a term I've heard before. It gets technical. I bet that's a headache for you. I bet you need a break from that sometimes. But I bet you feel like it's always sort of hanging over you until it's sorted in a way. These problems we have. Right, we're in the Halo wagon again. We're going north by mistake, so I need to fix that. Right. This is your captain speaking. I'm now turning us and it'll be fine. Don't worry. There you go. We'll follow this south. And you can see immediately, can't you, what the problem's going to be here. Like, if it's flooding up further up, that water's eventually going to come down the river. It's inevitable. It's already flooding here, but they're expecting in the next couple of days for that to increase. And you can see on the little map above my head, the other rivers coming in. So the closer we get to that delta, the closer we get to the sea, you can already see it ahead of us. You can see what's going to happen, can't you? It's all going to just join up and become water. Even if only a few feet. Even if the ground just becomes overly sodden, everything's going to be trouble, isn't it? And you're seeing a lot less of that urbanisation. Bangladesh seems to be a less developed country, maybe in certain aspects, in certain areas. Maybe it's just a satellite image here, that all looks arable there on that island. It'll be inaccessible now as well, won't it? A lot of arable land, a lot of farmland. You can see the patterns of the fields. It's quite similar though, isn't it, to what was happening in India. And again, I like to make this point. From up here, it all looks like Earth. Like, if you didn't know where we were and you weren't a good geoguesser, like some people All the factories will be taken out. That's right, Joe. Yeah, absolutely everything will grind to a halt. It won't just be the problem that you get the dysentery or your house has been washed out. It'll be that the entire economy and everything around us is completely stagnating for about 2 weeks. Yeah. Just want to slow us down a little bit, please. That's speeding us up. Just chill out a little bit on the old engines there. It all looks like Earth, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you weren't a good geoguesser and you weren't smart, if you were smart, if you were like me and you're not, and you just think like, that looks like the rest of the world, doesn't it? I could say, apart from the big rivery bit here, which I don't recognise as being very English, the rest of it, just over to my right there, that could just be England, or it could be America, or it could be, anywhere. It's just fields and there's a river. Maybe in America there'd be a bit more of a motorway somewhere. Maybe in England we'd have a bit more of a, a highway going on. They'd be the other way around. America would have the highway and England would have the motorway. But, you'd expect a little bit more network infrastructure. But you can see there are some smaller roads down there. And like I say, they probably use these rivers as those fast-flowing transport hubs, don't they? But it's surprising how all over the world the Earth is very... There are deserts, there are icy places, there are hot places. We think of it as being very different. Oh, I got off the plane and it was very hot, and oh, the palm trees are nice around here. But from up here in the plane, it ain't that different. Just a thought, isn't it? All this will be wiped out. It's only a flood. The water will go down, people will get over it. Several will die. What would they say? The millions being displaced. Now here's another thing, right? We talked about asylum seekers in Rwanda the other day. Like, if you're displaced from a flood like that, at what point do you say we'll wait for the water to go down and we'll go back? And at what point do you say, look, my kids need a house and food right now, so I'm off from Bhutan, I'm not living in Bangladesh anymore? Like, millions of people are going to be displaced. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder how that works. Yeah, a kilometre up and it doesn't matter anymore, yeah. And lucky for us, we don't have to deal with that. Like, I'm just wondering it, aren't I? I'm just wondering it. We've all got different pressures. You're right. You made a good point there as well, Isabella, earlier, that I think I think it makes a good point that we're looking at other people and feeling like worried about them, but also it's fair to accept that our problems in our lives, even though I've got the luxury house, I don't live in a mansion, but I've got a carpet. You know what I mean? I don't live in a mansion, but I've got like a radiator. So compared to the people that are flooded, I've got the luxury. But like, my problems still exist. Like, I still worry about what's going to happen in the next 5 years, whether I'm going to be able to afford the rent. Do you know what I mean? That still happens to me. So I'm not absolved of worry because I live in the West, which is a bit fucked up, isn't it? You'd think that because we've got all the stuff, because we haven't built a Halocopter yet, but we basically nearly can. Like, we've got all that money and we've got all the stuff, and yet a normal person where I live is having a worry and a struggle from day to day. A normal person where you live has to worry and struggle from day to day. That doesn't sound right. We should be fixing that in general. That should be the main thing. How much oil money did you make this year? How many bombs did you spend? How much does that Ukraine war cost? Like, when can we start spending that money on giving people food and stuff? Because I bet the average person, I bet if you took the military budget, let's just say I know we need a military. I know we need one. Hang on. And leave us cruising while I just quickly use the YouTube. You won't see me using it, but I'll tell you what's coming up. Military budget. I'll put UK because it's only fair for me to talk about. 42 billion, right, in the UK. Now, America might think differently about what they want to do with their money, but in the UK, I don't know how much we need an army. I don't know how much we need one. I think we obviously need some sort of army. I think we need some sort of defence spending, but 42 billion is the cost, right? So 42 billion, and how many people, population of the UK? Is 67 million. So we're spending about 10 times, each person gave £10. Let me just do like 70 million times 10. That's not going to be a billion, is it? That's not going to be 70. It's 700 million. So times 100, 7 billion, 7. But it was 7. It's 1,000. 70 billion. That comes nearer the defence spending, which was 42 billion. So it's £500 each a year, and that's everyone, right? That's everyone is spending £500 each. £500 each in my country on the army. Now I can't afford to spend £500. They're taking it out of my taxes. That's an average. That's everybody in the country. Some people aren't making £500 for the economy. Other people are making more. Whatever. On average. Imagine this, right? They're taking it away from me. Imagine they don't spend that on the army this year. They don't give them any extra money this year. They just got what they've got. They've still got the tanks, they've still got the houses and the buildings, and you can still be in the army. They're just not giving you any extra money, right? Let's say we still want to give the soldiers their wages, so we halve it. Let's say we only give them half that money, whatever. Okay, now I'm getting 250 quid. I'm not getting it back. They're taking it away from me in the first place, in my taxes and everything. So let's say we don't take that away from me, I'm £250 better off. Now let's say we don't spend it on there, like they could give it me instead. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's quite a lot of money in my end. £500 a year. So that's the amount of money my gas bill's gone up, my electricity bill's gone up. So it's funny the way it works out, isn't it? Like, instead of me having free gas or free electricity or, you know, £500 worth of food or whatever they want to give it me, however we want to spend it, it's all gone in the kitty. I've had it out of my taxes, it's gone in the kitty, and they've given that to the spending it making bombs or what have you. So no wonder I'm struggling. There are lots of things like that. You know, there are lots of things like that. It's not just the money that you give in taxes, it's where it goes. It's a twofold thing. We shouldn't have people struggling for housing. No one should be worried about their rent. That's for sure. All the houses are already paid for a start. You know, my landlord, it's a bit different in my living situation, like I've explained now. My mum, like, basically is my landlord, but like, my landlord owns the house. Like, landlords own the house. They own it, they've got it, they own it. Maybe they have to pay the bank, maybe they've got the mortgage. The bank owns it. It's not going to go away. If people all stop paying their mortgages tomorrow, the bank are going to be like, I want my money, but the house is still here, so can't I just still live in it? No, you've got to get out now, I want my money. But it's no good to anyone just being an empty house, is it? Like, the whole system just revolves around this spending and transferring of money. But if you stop transferring the money, the whole system would still carry on if you want. I could go and cut people's hair. I could go and cut people's hair all day, and I'll go in the supermarket and pick up my shopping. No one has to spend any money. But we do. We keep a right tally and a tab on that. Make sure you don't have any more than you're allowed. What? Aren't we living in luxury? Aren't we able to buy and spend and build, push humanity forward? Look, Halocopter, look. Imagine the money. Imagine the amount of money. Elon Musk buying Twitter. Or every child could go to school and not worry about school meals in my country. Like, the amount that Twitter costs, everyone could. I don't know. It's just funny the way that the money is and exists, isn't it? Anything go wrong, prepare now. That's a good point. Yeah, Murphy. It's just a thought that I think sometimes about the money that I'm not making any big point. I'm not saying take it off so and so and give it here or tax the rich. Well, I do think we should, but it's just the way we set up the system. Is there's a lot of money going around. There's enough money for everyone to have what they need. In disasters like this, we could all pull together and help, and they do on the ground individually, day to day. They do. But big picture, high up, you know, maybe the people in the government, maybe they don't. Maybe they frittered the money away because they don't really understand the meaning of it. You know, maybe Boris Johnson has never had to struggle and worry about whether he's just deciding to buy, like, vegetables or, you know, heating this week. So maybe he doesn't worry about that. I don't know. It's just an interesting concept, isn't it? I thought that the whole point in living in the Western luxury was that we've got so much stuff that the cost of it comes down. Supply goes up, cost comes down, scarce resources. Well, we've got loads of oil now, so cost comes down. No, it doesn't seem to work like that. The prices seem to be going up. So we're fucking it up somewhere. The economy is not working for us. It's not working on my behalf because everything's getting more expensive and I'm not earning as much money. So it's not working on my behalf. Like, in real terms, our money is worth less. Everyone out there. It's not working on our behalf. So we're fucking it up somewhere along the line. And we look down at these places like Bangladesh and India and say, oh, they're flooding, oh, they need our help. But I also look around at our own countries and say, well, the reason we can't help them is because we can't even help ourselves, because the people who are at the top making the decisions have totally fucked it up somewhere along the line. Totally fucked it up. Because I should be able to walk into a restaurant and have my dinner free. I should be able to have a nice luxury carpet and not worry about whether, like, you know, the down payment and the £5 a month. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about that. Like, we should have so much wonderful stuff living in luxury, we can start handing it out to people. I don't know, maybe that's just the way I feel. As I've been nattering, we've been flying over Bangladesh and this is all flooded now. It's quite a nice cruise, this is. It's quite a nice cruise. We're nowhere near the sea yet. So I'm going to take a little... make a little jump. And we're going to get that last bit of the journey by the sea. I'll have a look at that. And it's actually turned into a reasonably successful stream today because it wasn't an absolute mess, because I started bang on time, but knowing me, somehow I had it set to private, so I did 15 minutes of private and then I switched over to public. Yay, got it sorted. And then I missed all the chat, absolutely all of it, because I had it open in a different window because I'd already been opening it once. Is this the game? Is this game need to pay? Yes. Jacob, hello, new chatter. I'll tell you what, you buy the game and it costs like 50 quid or whatever it costs in your region. You buy I bought the basic game, and I'll tell you something, it was huge. Gigabytes, huge. And it took ages to download, like a full day. Once it was all downloaded, I'm still downloading updates to this day. And yeah, you have to you pay for the game. You pay for the game, but you also can buy aircraft. I'll show it you now. Hang on, and I'll show you the shop just after we've done this flight. But yeah, you can also buy aircraft. You have you buy airports. You can buy landmarks. You can buy all sorts of extra stuff. What you get in the base game for 50 quid is you get the whole world. You get a lot of packs, like London pack and Madrid pack and famous pyramids. You get a lot of landmarks, but not everything is rendered in beautiful satellite 4K. This is off Bing Maps, so it's all rendered off Bing Maps. For 50 quid you get the whole world off Bing Maps. Some of the stuff you get extra packs, like the pyramids is already in, Eiffel Tower's already in. But some of the stuff, like the Battersea Power Station, you have to pay £7 for the London Battersea pack. So you don't get everything, which is a bit weird. But you do get everything, but not everything in a way. And the planes, if you're really into the planes, if you really like the aircraft, this was free, this Halo aircraft. But if you're really into your planes and your aircraft, you'll find that your favourite planes or what have you are not free. There's a lot of aircraft and there's a lot of bits and pieces, I'll say, that are not free. And it will run up quite a bill. Like if you want to start buying, you know, if you want to start buying a full collection of aircraft, it will run up quite a bill. Oh, I'm if I crash, then I'll show you the shop. Try not to crash now. There we go. But it is worth the 50 quid for the base game. I will say that. You know, it all looks magnificent. You get a lot of the landmarks that you're expecting to get, and you get a lot of aircraft as well. You're not just completely beholden to the shop. I've got a jumbo jet, I've got a few light aircraft, I've got a helicopter, volocopter. I don't think I've got a helicopter, I think I've got a volocopter. But you do get a range, but you don't get everything. Whoa, 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 whoa. Up in the air now. Slow that down. Tell you what you don't get as well. I'm controlling with a controller, which is fair play. You know, you can use your keyboard if you want, your mouse, but to get the full experience, you got to buy one of those joystick things. And if you're really into that, then the price starts going up as well. It's not just the price of the game. I can't work out whether I'm trying to turn left or right here. This is the right direction, yeah. And in terms of a game, I don't know what much game there is to it. You fly around everywhere. Some people really love that. I'm using it as a combination of Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. I'm using it as a... I'm at the Pizza Hut, I'm at the Taco Bell, I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Now that's in my head, so we're going to hear it and it'll get us copyright, but what the hell. It's called... It's by Das Racist, and it's called... Well, I can't remember what it's called. Oh no. Is it called combination? It's not called combination Pizza and Taco Bell, is it? Not the original. I thought the original was... I'll try this anyway. This is an advert, you chuffer. Fucking hate the adverts, you know. This is not it. Well, it's going to make my brain hurt if I can't find the original. Man, he's a rapper in his own right. Cool AD, that's what it is, it's Cool AD. See, I've got my brain, I can use my brain. Cool AD. It's not called Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, is it? Why can't I find it? I will find it. I'll find us off in the wrong direction now as well. Idiot. Supposed to be going to the sea. Zimbra. That's why I can't find it, 'cause it's got a fucking stupid name that I can't remember. Right, now you'll be able to hear it. This is what was going on in my head just a minute ago, so now you'll be able to hear it. No, not by the Talking Heads, by Cool AD, mate. Wait, no, I'm not going to be able to find it, and I'm going to crash the plane. I can't find it now. Got it, found it eventually. Now we can hear it. As we fly out to the sea, all of this will be flooded, remember? Look at the size of the river.
Kool-Aid, 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 Kool-Aid. Call me Michael Jackson, I got $1 million. If you feel me, holler. Captain playing Frogger, I'm on the internet. I'm on an emulator, you're just an emulator. I'll read the menu later. Right now I'm drinking water. I'll take your mama's daughter. That's your sister, mister. Went to the zoo and kissed her. We looked at kangaroos, we looked at alligators. I told her see you later. She called your boy a hater. I told her never mind. I got a clever mind. I like the movie Genius. I touch the boobies frequent, holler at a honey dip, dollar in a money clip. She wearing pink velour, ordering the drink du jour. I cop the new feelers, walk with true zebras. Eyes of her slapping in the Jeep, that's a two-seater. Dipping on wild turkey, sipping on a child slurpee, rocking you with Pac-Man. Throwing your Tascam in the trash can, run your kicks, plus your 606. I can whoop your little cousin and pick up sticks. I got the hiccups quick, somebody slap my back. You know the track is slap, all the other tracks is whack. Just bought a lighter with the titty chick on it. She looks Amish, all she needs a bonnet. Holler with me, 5 dumplings in a box, juice is $1.50. Call me Papa Thrifty, call me Tito Puente, call me Daisy Fuentes, call me Elvis Presley, bésame suavemente, call me Sheila Escobedo, call me Principito, call me when you think you can't finish your bag of Cheetos. I'm at the Pizza Hut, I'm at the Taco Bell, I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. I got the taco smell, that pescado smell, I got a lot of smells, I rolled a lot of L's, I roll a lot of sushi, rolling fat like John Belushi, call me Desi Arnaz, dog, I love Belushi, throw some trees on it, Kool-Aid D's on it, you don't have to worry about anything, he's on it, I'm in the third person. I'm a nerd person. I cannot tell a lot in Washington. I'm hella fly. I'm on the one bill. Plus I'm dumb ill. I'm chopping cherry trees. Your girl wanna marry me. And I'm Kool-Aid. All the females know I'm Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
So that's Kool-Aid. I'm at the Pizza Hut, I'm at the Taco Bell, I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. And then he said that in that rap, right? And then after that, they did a remix of it, which was, don't crash now. And you found encouragement. Yeah, this is all good, this is all good. The tune is like a, I don't know what I'd call it, like, there's a style of rap where it's more like trip hop, where, I don't know what I'd call it, I like to call it like grunge rap or slum rap, where they're like, you know, you don't care as much, you're having a bit of fun, and, you know, it's not about guns for sure, it's a bit more trip hop, and Kool-Aid is very much like that, and then they did that track, and There's a line in it about the Pizza and combination Pizza and Taco Bell. Then they did a remix, which is a bit more upbeat, that I played at the start, and I was like, oh, it's not this one. And it just repeats that line over and over again with a few more other lyrics. And then that got into TikTok, and now people in TikTok do TikToks with it. And that must be really weird, mustn't it? Being like a 90s rapper doing your slum hop, trip hop, and ending up on TikTok with just one line repeated over and over again, sped up after you did a comedy remix of your own tune. Call me when you cannot finish. Yeah, call me when you can't finish your bag of Cheetos. Girls, they love me. I'm the one heavy. It's heavy. Is that Heavy D? Is it? So that's another thing rappers do that I love. That's really good. Is they use a line of other people's, and it's like a reference point. So that's cool as well. Or maybe that's just the line. But yeah, I love rap, and I love. I don't like so much the I shoot a million guns, I shot a million guns, and I'm earning $1 million because I shot a million guns. That's not really what I'm into. And just rabbing the same words as everyone else rabs. That's not what I'm into. But clever stuff like that with interesting comedic. I really like wordplay in language as well, like in rap. Like one of my favourite raps is by DWE, and he talks about a sentence and the pen, like writing with a sentence and a pen, obviously penitentiary, and a sentence being a prison sentence. Like he makes these illusions, and uses metaphors in a clever way. I like that sort of stuff, synonyms, and when you bring them together in a clever way. So there's the sea, look. There's the sea. So that's the big river. And there's the big sea. It just opens out into this massive delta, look. It's hardly even a delta, is it? Like, all that will be completely flooded in a couple of days. You'll have a combination of Pizza and Taco Bell. You'll have a combination of the water coming down and the tropical, situation as it is over here in the sea. You'll have all that kicking off all together. Form and flow, yeah. Form and flow. War. I'll try and get us lower down to the war. Oh, I've turned this upside down. Don't turn this upside down. I'm going to take a buzz over some of this wetland. Probably crash. And then I'll show Jacob the marketplace. This halocopter thing is just chuffing insane. Speed and airspeed and everything that we're going at now. Getting a little bit of a rumble on the controller, but you can't do this in a normal aircraft, I don't think. Not safely anyway. Well, I don't think this is safe. I'm going to try and pull us up as we get a bit lower. Let's see what we're flying over. Flying over! There we go, look at that. That was lovely. I don't think I'd be confident doing that in any other aircraft. Maybe the Top Gun aircraft. But look at all this. One of the problems they're going to have as well is they're so close to the sea that when this sort of area gets flooded, I imagine the salt water, the seawater, I imagine there's some mixing. I imagine your arable land or your farmland down here, which is so valuable to feed everyone, or make our tea, I don't know, but I imagine all this is going to be ruined for a little bit. Imagine there'll be problems. And like little villages and little populous bits, little farm buildings. You have to evacuate all this, aren't you? That must be nice, though, to live in the forests by the sea in Bangladesh. I say it must be nice. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's horrible. I don't know. What do I know? This is your captain speaking. We're going to be flying very low, so if you want to stick your hands out, you might be able to touch a monkey's head. They must have monkeys in these jungles. This is your captain speaking. We're going to be flying very low, so if you put your hands out, you might be able to stroke a tiger. Ooh. Squashed one then. Just a good divot out of the ground. This is your captain speaking. If you've got your 5-iron, if you hold it out the window now, you can take your golf shot. As I approach your ball, swoosh! Good shot. That's well on the green. This is your captain speaking. This is your captain speaking. We're now heading to the main menu. I don't even have to land the chuffer. I don't even have to land the chuffer. And what I'm going to just quickly show you is a request from Jacob, is this marketplace. There's a world update available. So that's more downloading, more updating, more... There's all this stuff available. You get some stuff for free. So let's just go through it. Aircraft. You're paying for these if you want them. I don't know, you know, maybe you want that so bad that you have to have it. The Bristol B-23. Maybe you want that. Maybe you want that. For me, instead of that, if I go world map, for me, these are all the things that are free. So I didn't want that B-52 thing, whatever it was. I don't want that. I've got this. This is 33 free aircraft. A lot of them are little, but you do get your free Boeing 747, Airbus A320. They're the, you know, you recognise them. They're the aeroplanes you go on holiday. You do get your free Super Hornet, Top Gun. You get that. And now they've brought this out for free as well. So if you like Halo, you can have your Halo aircraft for free. And you get these little ones. You need these little ones for doing the bush flights. That's what you get. And the reason you've got these little ones, and a volocopter, just there, a volocopter's quite cool. The reason you've got them is because part of the game is to do these activities. You can do discovery flights around places around the world. I've got all these downloaded for free, but some of these are not free. Like, is Mecca free? Yeah, I've got it, it's free. But some of them are not free, and you have to pay for some of these places, which is a bit weird. But I've got all the ones that are for free. I think I've got all of them. I think all these are free, yeah. I think these are all free then. Flight training. Learning to fly, different kinds of planes, bush flight, takeoff, landing, airliners. All of that is in flight training. And for example, bush pilot, look, you've got all these different lessons. So you need the little aircraft for that. You've got flight training activities, the world map, which we've just been doing. Choose somewhere in the world and just go and fly there. You can change the time. You can fly at today's exact time and date with today's flight conditions. You can have live weather according to the satellites. It's Bing Maps. So that's the world, and it is at your fingertips. You get it all. But let's say, for example, there's like somewhere special in Brazil or something. I don't know. Let's say, for example, because on the marketplace, you've also got world landmarks. Look, this will make more sense. Auckland or Brisbane. So you might have part of Australia that, like, everyone knows Sydney, so I might have Sydney for free. But if I want to go around Brisbane, maybe that's my actual city, I have to buy and download that. It's £5. I've still got Brisbane in the game. I've got the satellite map of Brisbane, but the exact landmarks that you might expect of Brisbane, which I don't know, but there's 111 custom-made objects and buildings highlighting some of Brisbane's most famous chilled vibes and artistic cultures. So the actual city itself, to have it all rendered in super 4K 3D, you know, I've got the map, I will have some rendering. We should go and have a look at exactly what we get in Brisbane without this just right now. I'll show you what we get without this in just a second. But we have got it, but if you want that wheel, that, you know, the Jersey Boys poster and whatever, if you want it as is, you know, you have to buy that for £5. I think that's a bit steep. I think that's a bit of a rip-off. Because there's loads of places, look. There's 35 different landmarks that we don't have. Some of them are upwards of 30 quid. 30 quid for that, like some bridges. Landmark, look, I've got London, but I don't have the landmarks. £4 for them. Great Britain Central, £6 for a fucking lighthouse. You can chuff off. Dubai landmarks, £4. They've got some cool landmarks, but it's £4. You add it all up, and that's loads of money. But landmarks of Germany, libraries, that's free, look. So I'll get that, yeah? So that's the way it works. And a lot of it is free, but we're going to go and have a look at Brisbane in just a minute and see how much of it is not free. And that's the same with airports. There's a lot of airports in the world, and you can click on them and fly from them. But some of these cost money if you want them all rendered properly. If you want the buildings and all that. Bit weird, isn't it? Activities, same thing. You might want to fly over certain mountains or cities. Excursions. They've been putting this pay to do it thing. Reno Air Races. Oh, it's 40 quid. Reno Air Races, that's 40 quid. Airline emissions in Europe, they're £9. What? If you want a bit of story mode, you have to pay for it. Apparently so. Landmarks around the world, like challenges, you know, whatever. That's all extra. Seems a bit of a rip-off. I think that's a bit unfair. And that's everything you can pay for. They'll keep adding new stuff. Night enhanced. New airport, the new canyon, the new aircraft. They'll keep adding new stuff, and you'll keep getting some stuff for free. I'm going to ignore the discount because you're setting the prices, so there's no real discount there. You're just setting the prices. But I'm surprised it's not all free. Look, this is what we've had freeware. We've had Spain, Italy, Australia. We've had Australia for free, but Brisbane costs more. So let's have a look at Brisbane without the payment. Let's go Australia. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Australia, Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Canberra, Gold Coast. Where is Brisbane? There, Brisbane. Right. Brisbane. If we go to Brisbane, we haven't paid for Brisbane. Haven't paid a penny. So we haven't got the landmarks. But if I just set that as departure and fly. Sorry, chat. Yeah, I wasn't watching that. You like the fact that I'm chatting a load of chuff. Fair enough. Very good. Fair enough. I'm a limey. I'm a limey. Yeah, I'm a limey. We had to suck limes to get us over to America. Suck limes. Must have been a right joy, that boat trip, mustn't it? How's your scurvy coming along? Do you fancy sucking a lime? Are we nearly there yet? No, keep rowing. At least I wasn't crammed in the hold with, like, you know, when they did the slaving. I mean, I wasn't any of those things. I live in the UK, in the modern world, so I didn't do any of those things. So. But, you know, at least I got my lime. Abject luxury, me. I'm living in luxury. I had a lime. Australians didn't have limes. No, we sent our convicts from the UK. We sent them to Australia. We didn't want to keep our prisoners in prison in the UK. Instead, we sent them to Australia and made them build things, and then gave them a bit of freedom, some of them. And then they end up living in luxury Australia, and we end up living in the UK. So I don't know how that worked out. It's taking a while to load in, isn't it? It's got a nice jazzy loading screen, though. It's quite pretty. But it's taking a while to do this loading. Here we are. This is Brisbane, but Brisbane on the cheap. So we have got buildings look. It's not completely... it's not completely unmapped. This is what the satellite shows, and it sort of automatically renders it with the satellite. But I guess down there at the docks you can see there's boats, but you can see they're flat. You know, I think if you buy the pack you might get whatever. They've 111 buildings they feel are not being represented well enough by this automatic rendering from satellite images. So instead they've rendered their own 111 buildings, and I don't know which ones they are. You know, if you live in Brisbane you're probably looking around saying, hey, where's the fucking great big tower, mate? Where's your fucking great big tower, mate? I can't see the fucking tower. Where's the tower? Oh, that's not rendered in properly, mate. Where's the fucking tower? Like, that's what they're saying in Brisbane right now, but us, we're looking at it and thinking it looks good. So you don't have to spend that money. I'm happy with the 50 quid version, but if there was something specific that I really wanted to do, like, you know, if I lived in Brisbane and my tower wasn't there, where's your fucking tower, mate? Where's your fucking tower? You can keep your Kylie Minogue. I want me fucking tower. I can go to John Lennon Airport. Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll have a quick look for you. Main menu. So that was Brisbane. So you still get the things, you just don't get them in 111 buildings are missing there. There's 111 buildings that are not as nicely rendered. But the world map. And my plan, like I say, is when I get used to... I might use the Halocopter though, because the Halocopter is really good. The Halo aircraft. What's it called? The Halo aircraft. I need to know the name of it. It's called a Mishria Armory D77 TC Pelican. That thing, it doesn't exist in real life. It's from a computer game, but that's quite good. But I can't land the jumbo jets. I'm not very good at landing the jumbo jets. So I like to use the Volocopter. It doesn't go very fast, but I like to use the Volocopter. Why is it nighttime in England? It shouldn't be nighttime in England. Should it? I'm messing with the time. Anyway, Liverpool, I went there recently. I live in the Birmingham area. I live round here. And we drove all the way up here, all the way past Stoke-on-Trent. Then we went backwards for an hour on the motorway because my family, I tell you. Then we went backwards for an hour. These are other people playing the game, look. Or they're actual real flights, I don't know. But then we went back. Then we carried on going to then we went up through here. We went under the Mersey Tunnel. We went all the way to Liverpool. I went there recently. I went to watch the Rolling Stones at Anfield. That's John Lennon, is it there? Or is it this one? That's the Liver building. That's Anfield. That must be the only airport. I mean, I can't see Liverpool having two airports. You're about to take off. My problem with the airport is if I go from the airport, I don't know how to take off in these aircraft properly. So I'll just go from just near it, just over here, to park there, and let's go. I went to Anfield recently though, and saw the Rolling Stones, and they were quite good. I'll tell you that, they were quite good. And we've got a relative who lives up in Liverpool, so we went for a little meal in. She just calls it the Village. Begins with a B. Bromborough, I think. Had a nice little meal in a little Mexican restaurant. Went to see the Rolling Stones. It was a good day out. Liverpool. Pine needles in a barrel. No, happening. It's not quick enough. Come on, game. I'll tell you what. We don't get this loading screens with other games on this computer. I've got quite a powerful computer. I'll have you know. So it does like to have a think when it's playing this game. I'll tell you. And talking of quite powerful computers, it gives me a good opportunity to... Oh no, it doesn't, because I can't get out of this because it's thinking. Can't get out of it. It's not a good opportunity. Oh no, it's had its think, right. Okay, I was gonna shill for myself then and say, oh, my GoFundMe on coffee.com, you can see the little tippies thing, but you can't see it on screen right now because I've turned it off. Where is it? You should be able to see it on screen. It's not turned off. Bit weird. Where's my coffee alerts? Anyway, that's for another day. This is the Volocopter. We're ready to fly. And that, I'm guessing, it's an airport in Liverpool anyway, so is it John Lennon Airport? Like, if it's not John Lennon Airport, then you might have to buy the airport separately, you see, because it's got that airport for sure, though. And I'm going to fly us north towards Anfield. I'm going to have a good look. I'm feeling it. Quite happy to do this one, and then we'll finish after that. What's going on with my keys? Where's my... There we are. This is the Volocopter, look. It's like a great big drone, and it's much more relaxing. It don't go very fast. Look at the size of the Mersey, though. I tell you what, I was in Liverpool the other day, and I was impressed by the Mersey. Look at the size of that. That's a big river, isn't it? But when you consider it's those rivers we've just been looking at in India and Bangladesh, even though that's massive, UK terms, pales into its significance. And there's a lot more, you can see the difference here. There's a lot more houses, isn't there? There's a lot more brick, urban, solid housing where we live. This is Liverpool, this is Walton. It's nice, isn't it? Just cruising. I bet if you were up in an aircraft like this, can't go in the cockpit anymore. One of these buttons is the cockpit. It won't do it for me now. There we go. Right, if you were in an aircraft like this and you were just cruising over these places, I bet there is a sense of kind of like peaceful, calm. You know, you're up and away from it, not in the hubbub. It's quiet, it's peaceful. If it wasn't for me chuffing and worrying us with my driving skills, it's very peaceful and calm. And also, I bet you get a sense of like being like, I know you're literally above people, and I don't mean like, you know, better than people, but like you're in a bit of a special privileged situation here, aren't you? You can see everything laid out in front of you. It's almost an invasion of privacy to be looking at people's houses in the back gardens like that, isn't it? But you can see everything just laid out in front of you. You can go where you want. You're free. You can't go where you want because, you know, excuse me, 0 Oscar 0 Oscar 3, you're flying in controlled airspace. You know what I mean? But you got that feeling of like limitless freedom up here, haven't you? Your best mate lives on the Wirral. I went through the Wirral the other day, like when I went to Anfield. Drove through that. We got friends. They live up in that sort of area. I think Bromboro's that same sort of area. Or, well, it's close enough when you're talking in global terms. I'm looking for Anfield on the horizon. I think he's up there somewhere. It's got to be that. Right in the middle there. It's got to be that. Liverpool, famous old city, built on the docks between Ireland and the UK. Above my head there you'll see the map of the UK, and just next to us we've got Ireland, and you'll see that we're in this inlet here. That's the big Mersey that comes in. So it's like a docks, quieter waters between England and Ireland. Big famous city, Liverpool. Seeing it all laid out down there beneath you is a bit different though, isn't it? Like getting a sense of the scale here now. Still a lot of green. I'm always pleased to see that there's a lot of green in these British cities. It wasn't even London wasn't a concrete wasteland. There's still a lot of green from the sky, at least, anyway. Starting to see some of the terraced houses here. Rows on rows. Some of them are not rendered in. Nice big park there. As we approach Anfield, I'm surprised it doesn't give us these geographical markers as well. It doesn't say like L1, L2, L3, but Liverpool's divided up into like boroughs, like Liverpool 1, Liverpool 2, Liverpool 3, Liverpool like L5. I think Anfield's L5. L5 shout. Nice to be near the sea. You grew up on the Wirral. People are fun. Yeah, the people are very both down to earth and they've got like big hearts in Liverpool. There's a very much a community feel. The city. It's also, I think it's also helped by the fact they've got their own distinct accent. See me in the car park, can't find my car. That's my little car park, gets me into talking in a Liverpool accent. Hey look lad, hey la, in the car park. There's Anfield, and the football team has done really well over the years. Great European success for the football team, and there's a lot of like in Liverpool you either support the one team or the other, and there's a lot of rivalry and support, and there's a fervour for football in Liverpool, and this will really blow your mind how close the two grounds are. Look, this is Anfield, Liverpool, Liverpool, you'll never walk alone. That's the Reds. That's the red side of Liverpool, Anfield. I was literally there the other day. Literally there. There's the city itself up more by the river. You get more of the bigger city up by the river over there, back where we've come from a little bit. But there's the football stadium. And then as we just pan over here, this is Everton. And this is a different football stadium, Everton. This is Goodison Park. And they're the Blues, the Toffees. And they're over here on this side. And they're just separated by a parkland. Like, that's different. You don't get that in every place in the world. Two major, and they're both in the Premier League. They're both major football clubs. That close together. Both well supported. You know, there's enough people around here to fill the stadia. It's cool, isn't it? It's cool. It causes some conflict, but it is cool as well. So this side of it now, we're across to Everton now. Kirkdale. Some of these places, like, you might recognise some of these names as being some of the more difficult. You get drug gangs, you get crime, you know, you get problems. But, you know, you don't want to be from the wrong area wearing the wrong colours in some of these places. But that's big city life. Certainly happens to be in our part of the world. I'm a bit surprised by that, of course. That's a baseball diamond, isn't it, there? That's weird. I'm surprised by that. But, you know, you think... I said it earlier in the broadcast, I'll say it one more time. We live in abject luxury, whether you're in one of those tower blocks or whether you've got one of the big houses. Like, you've got a roof and you've got a radiator and you've got, like, you know, heating and light and electricity, and you can run the tap and you've got water and it's clean, and, you know, we're luxury at our part of the world. But we haven't got much further than that. Like, with all the affluence and all the money that goes through the hands and the rich people and the whatever, you know, with all the money that goes on, with all the GDP and the spending on defence and all that, like, there's still some people that are going from hand to mouth, food banks, struggling, drug dealing, crime, what have you. There are still people down there in this exact part of the world going through those problems. So, like, until we can lift everyone out of poverty and also give everyone a bit of basic, you know, why not? Why shouldn't everyone have a basic standard of living in such a rich country? You give them free school dinners, don't you? And that seems normal. Why can't you have a free telly as well? Fuck it. It's only a couple of £100. You could take that out of the defence budget, you wouldn't even notice. So, like, there's a few things there that, like, interest me about social, the way we organise ourselves, but it's just all happening down there in the real world. All happening down there. That's all Liverpool still, really. goes on. It's more set against the banks of this sea, but as we go further up, it will become not Liverpool anymore. But you won't notice necessarily like a demarcation in the urbanisation. It'll just become another, you know, stop being Liverpool City itself. Got all the dockland here, all the docks. Look at all the docks. Lots of industry goes on there. And as you go north, eventually it'll start being Manchester to the north east of Liverpool. I'm still heartened to see these tracts of green land though. It is good, isn't it? The UK. We're lucky. We're very lucky. That's Liverpool. It's in contrast to the Assam Valley. I'm glad that we looked at that. Tranmere Rovers over the river. Yeah, good point. They've got more football clubs. Not just the big ones. It's a bit like that where I'm from, Birmingham. We've got Birmingham City Football Club, obviously the best one, the main one. Because we're named after the city, Birmingham City. We're the best one. Don't worry about Aston Villa and their European success. Don't worry about Aston Villa and their Premier League record. Don't worry about Aston Villa and their bigger ground. Don't worry about Aston Villa and their more stable shareholders. Don't worry about Aston Villa and their more profitable company. Don't worry about Aston Villa and the fact my granddad supported them and we used to have to chat about it every time I came back from the football. Birmingham are the main ones. We're called Birmingham City. We're the Blues. I've got a tattoo to prove it. And I support Birmingham. And in Birmingham there's Birmingham, and also nearby there's Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club. You've got West Bromwich Albion, that's like a borough of Birmingham. You've got Stoke, they're just up the road. You've got Kidderminster Harriers. You've got I'm laughing because they're not a big club, but you know, you've got so many football clubs in the same area, but none in the UK as close as Liverpool and Anfield and Everton Goodison, just like that. It's very relaxing, isn't it, just cruising over this, using the Volocopter on camera mode. Very relaxing. And you see it peters out now, and this will stop being Liverpool now, I think, officially. Living on the outskirts, sports fields and schools and some arable farming land here. This is a golf course up here. I would expect, I'm not an expert, but I expect some of these houses start to get a bit more expensive. Bit nicer when you've got like more green space, and I can see the roofs getting a bit bigger. Might be quite nice to live out by the sea like this, mightn't it? By the golf course. Usually people who live by golf courses have got a bit more money in my experiences. I don't know, I'm not an expert, but one of the things is they're never going to develop on that golf course, are they? That's going to remain a golf course for a long, long time. So it's not all of a sudden going to become built up and urbanised. Very peaceful as we drift north, and like I said, I don't know what's north there. I don't know. I'm not an expert on my geography, but up there is I think over there is Manchester that way. So I don't know what this little place by the sea is up here. This is the UK, and we're not flooded. We're all right. We're not flooded. Right then, what are we up to? 3 hours. 3 hours of a lovely, quite good stream in the end, actually. I'm quite pleased with this in the end. We got to look at the places in the world. We got to do some flying. I managed to get it all rolling, get it all sorted in the end. No problem. Tomorrow we're back with Words with Friends. That'll be on 2 PM GMT tomorrow. Words with Friends. Us, we're the friends. It's interactive. Interactive. You type the words in chat and I'll see if I can get it working on the screen. Tomorrow we're doing that, and Thursday I'm probably taking a day off, and then you know, it continues. It continues. So you be good, my little podcast. Just straighten us up there. God, it's doing my. I don't actually have obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's wrong to sort of say, oh, it's doing my OCD, because some people do have obsessive compulsive disorder, and like, but that was right now. That's better now. The horizon's a bit more straight. So you be good, my little podcast, and if you can't be good, you're naughty, and if you're naughty, then you have to sit on the naughty step, don't you? No more streams. And I'll tell you what, the problem with the naughty step is the water's coming up. So naughty today, and you get your feet wet. Naughty tomorrow, it's up to your So the people in India aren't naughty, they're escaping it. But I'll make you sit on the naughty step if you're naughty. So if you can't be good,